Hey everybody, Rio on the Roku here, looking at the latest patch from Fire Emblem, patch 14.0.0. We've been waiting a long time for this one, and I am really excited to dig into this and see what's going to be happening in the next patch here. So, without further ado, let's just get right into this, shall we? Got a quick note from the devs here we want to go through. Briefly, hello on an all-news patch, Fire Emblem. This is the largest patch we've dropped, and we are so excited to share with you everything. It has been a while, so we definitely need a big-ass patch like this, so I appreciate that. Hope you're ready for major changes. Don't worry, the same core mechanics are still intact, but we've overhauled the engine. Better graphics, more fluid animation, changes to the forging, and character apparel. And that's not all. We received a lot of feedback from players about Garrick Mach Monastery and the calendar introduced in patch 13.0.0, and we have listened. Player's new base, called the Somniel, has all the convenience of the old monastery, while taking up less than half the space. Traversing your new base should be easier and faster than before, with all of the key features grouped together closely. Or grouped closely together, something like that, whatever. Dyslexic, give me a break. And that old calendar, forget it. Who needs to know what day it is anyways? Now you can take to the battlefield whenever you please. No more waiting around for a whole month to put your plans into action. These are just a few of the changes you're waiting for players to patch 14.00. So what are you waiting for? Go play. Well, maybe finish seeing what we have changed for you first. Okay, they're getting a little jokey, whatever, let them do their thing. General changes. That's what we want to do here. Battalions removed. Oh, that's unfortunate. I really like battalions. I thought that was a good. Well, I thought it was going to be a good feature. Turns out it was just a gimmick. Unfortunate. Authority skill removed. Kind of needs to be if you're not running battalions, unless you're going to change it to something else, but apparently they didn't. Faith magic skill removed. Reason magic. Okay, so I guess renaming them or something. Heavy armor skill removed. Riding skill removed. Flying skill. Okay, that's fine. Those. I guess you're going back to kind of a. I won't say going back, but unless you're trying to do something new with how you get into like flying and riding. I don't know. Added tone proficiency, knife proficiency, brawling skill, changed to art proficiency. So did they just rename all the skills? They didn't really specify that, like sword arts or whatever. I don't know. I guess it's now just proficiency. Maybe they didn't specify that. All equipment removed. That's unfortunate. I liked equipment. Equipment's good. Um, Weapon rank changed. Weapon experience has been removed. Now all characters either have proficiency with weapon type or don't. Classes now have set weapon ranks. Okay. So you don't build weapon experience by fighting anymore. Either have proficiency or don't. And have set weapon ranks. If I'm understanding that correctly, it would mean characters have proficiency with weapon or don't. So, like if you're a cavalier, you either have proficiency. So, like cavaliers have proficiency in say swords, lances. I don't know. Let's just go sword lances. That's kind of the old way of doing it. Was so cavaliers have proficiency in sword and lances, or don't. So they don't have proficiency in axes. Don't okay, and have set weapon ranks. So if I'm understanding that, it would have like say C swords and C lances, and you can't change it. They're just stuck there. I guess that's a pretty decent feature. It just I mean, it doesn't really do a whole lot. I guess it just kind of prevents lower level classes from using high level weapons, so it encourages promotion. I don't hate that. I don't know if it's necessary, but I don't hate that. If I'm again assuming I'm understanding it correctly. Added build stat. Characters know a build stat that they can gain upon leveling up. Build affects how much speed the unit loses when wielding a weapon. The higher the unit's build, less speed. Okay, so this is just a return to form. This is build stat for those of you who are newer has been a thing. I believe it was first introduced. Was it patch 6? I think is the first time they introduced it. And yeah, like it says here, it would affect how much speed you would lose when wielding heavier weapons. They took that feature out in patch 9, although the build stat hung around for a little while after that. It just did other things. So they're bringing that back. So this is going way back to bring the build stat and make it effect. This is definitely some old stuff. It's been a while since we've had that, but that's fine. I didn't hate it. I think it's a nice way to help balance attack speed. Promotions reworked. Units no longer need to take boring exams to get into the new classes. They now need only use a Master Seal once they've reached level 10. Okay, another return to form. Once promoted, a unit can use a second seal to change to any promoted class that they have weapon proficiencies for. So the second seal is something from a couple patches ago. I believe it was patch 11 is the first time we saw a second seal. They have weapon proficiency for. So if I'm reading this correctly, so like a cavalier, again, assuming it has, say, swords, lances, it promotes into paladin, in theory has swords, lances, and like say maybe it gains axes just to kind of go back in time a little bit. So if you were to second seal it, it can only go into classes that have sword or lance or axe. Or all three. I don't hate that necessarily. I mean, it's kind of a way to limit uh, certain classes from going in. The problem is, like, if you did have, like, say, all three, if you did have sword, lance, and axe, then you could just go into any class, really. I might be missing something there. I might not be understanding what they're trying to say. That's my fault. We'll move on. Level cap reworked. Units can now only reach level 20 in any class, after which they will need to use a second seal to reset their level back to 1. Resetting a unit's level will also reset their base stats to match that of the class they are changing into, but will not affect the unit's personal stats. Okay, so that's again, if you go back a couple patches, they did the exact same thing. This is all basically like, it hardly feels like a patch right now. It feels basically like a return to form. Like we're sorry about patch 13.00, don't hate us type thing. Weapon durability removed. Does not apply to staves. Okay, so that's something they've dabbled with in the past a few different times. I don't know how much they liked it or how much it went over, but they're trying it again. Weapons can now be forged up to +5 rather than just plus. Okay, so that's cool. I like that. Forging's always been a fun feature. Bringing back a stronger forge, though. Forging materials have been removed and replaced with iron, steel, and silver ore that can be collected around the Somniel and after battles. Okay, I don't know what the after battles means, but at least it's quick, easy, 3 things. You either have iron, steel, and or silver, or you don't, and you forge. Okay. Simplifying the process, I kind of like that. It streamlines it a bit. I'm okay with that. Added engravings. Engravings can be added to weapons to augment their stats, but there are only a handful of engravings, and each can only be applied to one weapon at a time. Okay, cool. This definitely screams gimmick to me, but we'll see. Added boutique. A new shop has bought out the Battalion Guild and is now selling clothing. You can change the appearance of members. Okay, completely useless. Who cares? Added weapon advantage. This mechanic gives a bonus to the attacking unit for using a weapon that is advantageous against. Okay, this is literally just the old weapon triangle. Okay, so weapon triangle is back. Arts have advantage over bows, tomes, and knives. Okay, fine, whatever. So yeah, weapon triangle's back. I like that. It's weapon triangle. I'll be honest. I'll just say it right now, as long as we're here. It was never like a huge deal. There's actually reasons, in my opinion, to take weapon triangle out, but it's also one of those things that's kind of just so ingrained in Fire Emblem that it feels wrong to have it gone at the same time. So I don't know. This is fine. Bringing weapon triangle back, I'm okay with that. Poison reworked. Poison is now a stacking debuff that causes a unit afflicted with it to take bonus damage from all attacks made against them based on the number of stacks. So if they have one stack, bonus damage taken per attack 1. 2 stacks, bonus damage taken. Okay, bonus damage from all attacks. So if you inflict poison on someone, they take 1 additional damage from all attacks made. This could stack up real. This is insane. Is that just me? Like, this is insane. If you got 3 stacks on something, every time you attack, you do 5 more damage. That feels like it's really powerful. I don't know, like I'm assuming this is balanced, but it feels really powerful. We'll see when we play, but holy crap, that seems like a lot of damage. Like really fast way to add up a lot of damage. I guess you can kill bosses with it really easily, assuming they're affected by poison. I guess I don't know about that. Whenever a unit with advantage deals damage to another unit, it breaks that unit. A unit that is broken will lose its ability to retaliate against the unit that broke it and against the next enemy to make an attack against it. Cures between phases. Whenever a unit with advantage deals breaks the unit. So is this just what they're saying is how the weapon triangle works now? Instead of getting the bonus damage and accuracy, and the enemy taking a minus damage and minus accuracy, now it's just you break them and they lose. That's another thing that seems really powerful. Like so if you were to say double an enemy unit and you're using a sword against their axe, you hit them and they break because they lose their ability to retaliate against you. And then you hit them again, so you get just 2 free attacks. And against it, and they can't attack the next enemy. That seems really powerful. Basically means you just gang beat somebody. That seems really powerful. Another one that I'll have to see when we start playing, but that seems really powerful. Added smash weapons. Smash weapons are large, heavy, and powerful weapons that prevent the wielder from performing follow-up attacks if the user initiates combat. And if the user initiates combat, Hold on. Prevent the wielder from performing follow-up attacks. Okay, so you can't follow up, fine. And if the user initiates combat, the opponent gets to attack first. That seems really bad now. In return, smash weapons knock the target back 1 space if the attack hits. If the target cannot be moved back 1 space, they instead suffer break. So it's just another way to add that break thing that they were doing. Knock back 1 space. The knockback 1 space seems good. I mean, it's kind of like bringing the old shove mechanic back. Well, it's not even old shove mechanic. Shove's been in the game for a while now, but it's kind of like the ability to shove enemies, which was a thing you could do a long time ago. But now you have to attack the enemy in order to shove them, and you suffer them to attack first. I don't know if that's worth it. Maybe. There might be a few situations where I could see that does not seem very good. Maybe I'm not thinking outside the box enough. Maybe it's better than I'm giving it. It doesn't seem very good, though. Another one I'll have to see once we actually start playing the game. Maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for. Support bonuses are now classified as balanced, hit-focused, critical-focused, avoid-focused, dodge-focused, and default. Older fans can think of these as affinities from older games. I kind of already do. Just hearing that, each character has one of these support types and will grant these bonuses to all characters they are supported within 3 tiles of them. So balanced grants hit and avoid, hit crit and avoid, hit crit, avoid, and dodge. Okay. Hit focus is just heavy. Okay. I'm not going to go through. Okay, I see how this works. I'm not going to go through all these. I definitely see what they mean, though, by older fans think of this as the affinity. This really feels like the old affinity system from patch, what would that be, 6, 7, and 8, I think is what, well, 6 introduced it, I believe. I believe it was patch 6 introduced it. I think, and then the affinities went on all the way to patch 10. They were a strong, long-running mechanic. But yeah, this really feels just like that. Alright. Added types. All classes now have a type assigned to them. These types provide a special bonus unique to each type. Classes have a type assigned to them. Dragon always receives bonuses when using engage attacks and skills. Backup. Unit will perform a chain attack when covert. Chi. I think it's supposed to be Chi Adept. It looks like Chi Adept. I think it's supposed to be Chi Adept. I think it's supposed to be that old. I want to say Chinese word. Maybe I'm mistaken. I believe it's the Chinese word is Chi. I think is how you pronounce that. Mystical armor coverage. Okay. If I'm understanding this correctly, this is basically taking like the flyer status and the dragon status that or even the mounted in the case of cavalry. This is basically just saying that now all classes have like well, I guess I would have called them properties before, but I guess they're calling them types now. So like before, cavalry units would take effective damage from horse slaying weapons, like the Rider's Bane, or flyers would take bonus damage from bows. Sometimes different magics would do bonus damage to flyers or cavalry, or even dragon. It's always had dragon's been a big one that's had a lot of weaknesses in the past. So it sounds like they're just giving all the different classes now have these properties. They're now called types, I guess. So in theory, we might be seeing weapons that do bonus damage versus, say, mystical, like mages. Armor, cavalry, and flyers have always had effective weaponry against them. Dragons have had effective, but it sounds like now it sounds like what they're doing, and we'll see when we get down to weapons, that they're assigning all these different types to classes. So now you'll have effective weapon against different. That'd be really cool, actually. I don't know if you really necessarily need effective weapon against, say, the hero class, but it sounds like that's now what you can do. Is that there will now be effective weapon against, or effective weapons against all these types, and these types will be applied to all. I like this idea. If they're doing what I think they're doing, it's cool. I mean, they have the other things too. Always receive bonus. I don't know what engage attacks and skills are. Unit performance. I don't know what a chain attack is. Doubles the effective terrain. I know what that does. Can use the chain guard command to shield ally from damage. They might explain that later, hopefully. Attacks may. Okay, so they all have their own little bonus too, but in theory, in addition to these bonuses, they'll all have effective weaknesses. Maybe. We'll see. I hope they have effective. That'd be really cool. Emblems, emblem rings, bond rings, and SP. It's a blast from the past as your favorite lords from previous patches make a grand return, this time as emblems. Emblems are spirits of the past, of past warriors tied to emblem rings. When a unit is equipped with an emblem ring, they will have access to the corresponding emblem's power. You can also create bond rings, which are smaller, less powerful rings that are tied to other characters from previous patches. Any unit equipped with an engage ring or bond ring will gain SP each time they perform an action that earns XP on the map. You can use SP to inherit skills from emblems that the character is bonded with. That's a lot. I don't even know where to begin on this one. That's just a lot of information, and I don't know where to start. We'll just okay, they're breaking it down, it looks like. Emblem rings are unique items that grant the wearer a plethora of abilities for as long as they have it equipped. In addition, they can engage with the emblem ring for a few turns, granting that character access to even more abilities. Emblem rings are detailed further down. Okay, so they... Sounds like they're just going to put all this further down. I'm fine with that. Let them do that. We'll get to that, it sounds like. Okay, added engage. So I heard that word already. They were saying the dragon does this. So when a unit is equipped with an engage ring and their engage meter is full, that unit can use the engage command to gain incredible power based on the ring they are equipped with. Engage lasts for 3 turns, during which time the engaged unit can use a special ability unique to the engaged ring. This ability can only be used once per engage. Once the engage expires, the unit will have to build up the engage meter by fighting enemies. Sounds fun. It's at very least interesting. I thought the dragon was the only one that could do it, though. Always receives bonuses when using engage attack and skills. Okay, so maybe dragons aren't the only ones who can do it. They just get bonuses for doing so. Maybe. Well, again, we'll see. Maybe They did explain what engage is. It just doesn't make sense, I guess, unless you know what you're engaged. I don't know. You'd probably have to play the game to figure out more, but they did explain at least what it does, or at least how it works. So I'll give them credit for that. Added bond. Characters can now build bond. Bond is how closely tied one character is to an emblem. The stronger the bond, the more skills, stats, and unique weapons they have access to. Okay. Added bond fragments. Bond fragments are a special item that can be collected in large quantities at various points within patch 14.0.0. Bond fragments are used to quickly raise the bond between a unit and an emblem. Okay, cool. So this bond is not support, or it doesn't sound like it's a support thing. You get more skills, stats, and unique weapons. And you basically buy it, it sounds like. Okay. So you use these bond fragments to buy bond. And you use bond to get... Okay, so my guess is it sounds like this is a way to help them prevent the player from getting access to like hyper powerful skills early in the game. That's what it sounds like this is supposed to do. It's supposed to help limit so that you can't do like say like in patch 13 close counter was incredibly powerful and it could be gotten really really early and without much effort. But now it sounds like if you want someone to get close counter, assuming that's still a thing, now you have to spend bond fragments on that character. So instead of being able to just train like 6 characters at a time to C rank bows and getting close counter on all of them, now you have a pool of bond fragments that you have to pay into that character in order to get close counter. Okay, assuming that's how it works. I don't know. We're kind of guessing here, but assuming that's how it works is a way to kind of limit what skills characters have access to prevent your whole army from just being a bunch of bow users. Like, I think that could work. I think that's that's, to me, reading this, that's what it sounds like they're trying to do. It's just limit how many super powerful skills you have access to at any one time, and it will take you longer to get more characters those high level skills. I think that's fine. So you can't just have an entire team of like high powered juggernauts. You can shovel all your bond fragments into one character and they become a juggernaut, but you can't just get an entire team of juggernaut. That's what it sounds like. We'll see. I should stop predicting. Skill inheritance. Unlike the previous patch where characters gained abilities by raising their skill ranks, in patch 14.0.0 emblems have a wide variety of skills that units can inherit by paying SP rather than after raising their bond with the corresponding emblem. All units now have 4 skill slots, 1 personal skill, 1 class skill, 2 wildcard slots that can be filled with any combination of skills inherited from emblems. Okay, so I was way off, it sounds like. I shouldn't have been predicting. So you get a personal skill, class skill, and then 2 skills that you inherit from emblems, which you buy by using SP after raising the bond. Okay, so it still sounds like it's doing what I was talking about. It's just they added yet another step because now you have to pay bond fragments to get bond up, and then you have to pay this SP to get the skill itself. So again, I'm going to stick with my previous prediction. It's a way to help limit how many powerful skills you're able to get on units so that you don't have a team of juggernauts. You can basically get one juggernaut at a time, is what it sounds like. Again, we'll figure it out. Items. Reworked Fallen Ring now restores 15 HP. Okay, so it's a little bit better. Reworked Antitoxin removes all stacks of poison and heals 15 HP. I'm okay with that. Reworked Master Seal for use by an unpromoted unit level 10 or higher to change classes. Added Second Seal. Okay, yep. Added HP Tonic. Grants 5 HP for 1 battle. Okay, the tonics are back. They say added, but in fairness, these were a thing in... What was it? Patch 12 had them. Patch 12 had them. Did Patch 11 have them? Were they introduced in Patch 11? They might have been in Patch 11. I kind of forget. They were definitely in Patch 12, but they're bringing these back. I'm okay with that. These were really useful. Weapons. All sacred weapons removed. All hero relic weapons removed. All broken weapons removed. Training weapons, rusted weapons, gauntlets removed. All devil weapons removed. All venom. Okay, so they removed a lot. Just a lot. Added Slim Sword. Or more accurately, brought back Slim Sword. Grants 30 dodge. Okay. High hit, low might, standard. Iron Sword, rank change to D. Nothing really special about that then. Steel Sword, rank change to C. Might reduced. I don't know if I want to go through all of these. Holy shit. Let's just see if there's any like really important ones that need to be mentioned. Armor Slayer, for example, rank change to C, so it's a little harder to use effective weaponry. It's better. It does lose a little hit. So yeah, Armor Slayer, for example, that's an important one. Killing Edge, might was increased. Hit was decreased. Crit chance up. Okay. Levin Sword, really huge buff to might. Huge buff. Holy shit, Levin Sword got buffed all over the place, except for the weight. The weight now is a little worse. Just a little worse, though, for how much better it got as a whole. Levin Sword seems pretty good. Worm Slayer. Oh, they added the worm. Oh, that's right. I'm just so used to this being a thing from older patches. That's right. There wasn't a Worm Slayer in the last patch. Okay, so they have effective versus dragons back. Brave Sword, rank change to A. Okay, so brave weapons are now much harder to wield. Probably for the best. Oh shit, they took a huge hit to might, though. Accuracy is a little better, weight's heavier. If user initiates an attack, makes a follow-up attack before the enemy counters. That's cool, but doesn't the new break mechanic basically allow you to do that anyways? I don't know how good brave weapons are. They might be good. Maybe I'm missing something, but this, if you attack before the enemy, you follow attack before they counter. If you break them, doesn't that happen anyways based on that breaks thing that they just added? This doesn't seem very good. Maybe I'm missing something, but this doesn't seem very good. Added Liberation. Divine Dragon only refills engage meter by 1 if user initiates combat and defeats an enemy. So that's probably the unique sword. No, shouldn't be unique. Divine Dragon only. This sounds like a late game weapon. But why would a dragon use sword? Don't dragons just use their breath weapons? Can dragons fight? I guess unless they're going back to patch 12 where the dragon unit could use swords or transform. Maybe they're doing that. That could be what they're doing here. Another divine dragon only. It's fine. Calabog is coming back. Iron Blade. Smash. Okay, so these are the. So all the blades were just turned into smash weapons. Gotcha. Oh, here, 24 might. Where's this? Where's the silver sword? Okay, it retained its old stats. I don't remember what its old stats are off the top of my head. I think it's 14 might, I think. So you get 10 more might. You can't follow up, and the enemy strikes first. All for 10 more damage and the smash effect. I'm still on the fence on these smash weapons. They still don't seem great. Maybe they're better than I'm going to... They might be better, but they don't seem great. We'll see. Lances, short spear removed. Unfortunate, but javelin's still there, which is good. Might went way up, thankfully. Weight goes up a little bit, but I'm fine with that. Help balance the fact that I got a huge might increase. Anything else that's important? The Slim Lance adds 20 dodge. So it's hard to be crit when you have the slim weapons, is what it sounds like. Horse Slayer, now called Rider's Bane. Yep, so they keep changing the name back and forth. They can't decide what they like more. Killer Lance. Nerfed a little bit. Flame Lance. Rank Seek. Okay, so Flame Lance. So it's like a Levin sword for lances. They actually did this a while ago, Patch 9, I believe, is the first time they did something like this. They're bringing it back. I'm okay with that. I like the idea. Spear might increased weight. Holy shit, it's heavy as hell. Um, yeah, I don't know what characters' build stats are going to look like, but I can imagine there's probably not a whole lot of them with a build of 15. This is definitely going to weigh you down. Brave Lance, basically like the Brave Sword, just seems really bad. It seems bad. Maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for. And then the Great Lances. These are the smash weapons. Okay, they do that. Still not sold on them, but we'll see. Short axe removed. Bolt axe removed. Bolt axe removed. But I thought they were added compact axe. Okay, so it's a slim axe. Got it. They just didn't call it slim axe for some reason. Anything worth noting on these other ones? Iron axe is a kind of nerfed and buffed simultaneously. Overall a nerf, but a little bit of each. That was nerfed. Nerfed. Hammer was nerfed. Poleaxe. Rank D. Got decent might effective versus. Okay with that. Seems good. It's a little low on hit, but it seems like it'd be alright. Killer Axe. Little nerf to hit, little buff to crit. So fine. Tomahawk, that looks weird to me. Is that just me? That looks really weird. Might was buffed. Weight. Holy crap, these things are getting so heavy. I don't know how you double with them at all. Brave Axe seems just as bad as the other Brave weapons. I don't know what they're doing with the Brave weapons, but I don't know if I like it. Iron Great Axe. Oh, these are the smash weapons. Got it. Added Hurricane Axe. Uses magic. Smash. Effective versus flying. The mere fact that it's effective versus flying and uses magic could be the saving grace to this one, but that doesn't make smash weapons good as a whole. It just means that there's at the very least potentially one good smash. Holy shit, really. 60 might, that would be. 60 might. I would let the enemy hit me first if I got to hit them with a 60 might weapon. Yeah, this might actually be pretty good. This might be the one good smash weapon if the other ones aren't good. I don't know, but this is one that I can't really find a lot to complain about, and it seems fair that the enemy gets to hit you first if you're going to do 60 damage before their defenses are added. That seems really good. Bows. Mini bow. Its ranges from down to 1. So it's a 1-range bow. So it's a slim bow now. With 1 range. 20 dot. Okay. That's okay. I don't hate that. It's actually not terrible. Seems like it's okay. The might is trash. The hit's pretty good. But it does give you 1-range option if you're a bow user, so, it's not like bad. It's just not great type of a thing. Iron bow, nothing major. Steel bow, minor nerfs. Oh, wait. Crit went up. Nerf. No, that's a buff too. Steel bow just buffed all. Steel bow, huge buff all around. Steel bow is actually not horrible as far as bows go. Buff to the silver bow. Longbow was nerfed. Didn't really need that. Longbow's kind of trash to begin with. Killer bow, little nerf, little nerfs, tiny little buff to crit, but good weight. But yeah, overall, kind of a nerf. Added radiant bow, rank C. Good for the radiant bow. It's rank C bow. Apparently that's all it is a rank C bow. Alright, knife. All knives apply 1 stack of poison per combat as long as at least 1 point of damage was dealt. Okay, so this is a way to deal poison stacks. Short knife. 1-2 range, 20 dodge. It seems okay. Seems like it's okay. At the very least 1-2 range. It's very low might. But 1-2 range and 20 dodge. Iron Dagger. Low might. Very low weight, though, at least. Very easy to ensure that you're not losing speed. 1-2 range, also very good. Dagger seem alright. Card. Range 1. Stiletto. These aren't terrible, but the range 1 kind of sucks when, like, the Iron Dagger, for example, already has a 5 might and 1-2 range with better hit. I mean, this has got crit on it, but the Stiletto's kind of between a Steel Dagger and a Silver Dagger. They seem alright. You probably just use a Dagger, though. The 1-2 range and the equivalent, if not close enough or better, might. Seems like it's better. Peshcats. Okay, that's pretty decent. 12 might's okay. Very high crit. Well, not very high, but it's high crit. This seems okay. This one seems a little better than the rest of them. Added Misericordiae. Misericordiae? Misericord? Misery? I don't know how to pronounce that. But it seems alright. 7 might, 1-2 range, 9. It seems alright. Cinquede? I don't know how you pronounce that either. It's really good. I mean, it seems like it's about as good as a bow, but higher crit and lower weight. This seems okay. I don't mind this. This looks like it might be alright. Added Carnwenen. I don't know how you pronounce that either. Holy crap. Holy crap. 28 might. Yes, I want this one. Weight 13. You probably lose a little bit of speed on a weight 13, but 1-2 range for 28 might? Yes, please. I want this. I want all of that. Tomes. Added Surge. Rank D. Wait. 255 hit. How do you miss with that? Range 1. Oh, it's a 1 range tome? You better always hit with that. Holy, that seems really bad. But I'm sure there's a situation or two where you'd use it. Just against like archers, you could walk up to an archer in 1 range and guarantee a hit on them. 7 might isn't terrible either, especially if you're using magic. This seems okay. I think nerfing the range to 1 kind of merits an auto hit, or what basically amounts to an auto hit, especially with that kind of damage. This seems okay. Fire. Well, Fire Tome. Fire was in the last game patch, but it seems very similar. Range 1 to 3. Ooh. Okay. It's got kind of a mild hit, but it does have 1-3 range. That's pretty cool. Wind. Effective versus flying. So wind is back. Oh, the wind. No, not back. Wind is in the previous patch. What am I talking about? Then the L versions. Okay, so for just improved versions of all the same things. Baloney's back. Thorn's back. Excalibur's back. Nova. Seems okay. Hits fine. It's on the borderline between good and bad, but 14 might, 1-2 range magic seems really good. Meteor. Yep. Meteor. Ooh, Meteor hits really hard, actually. At base 20 might. Meteor seems really good. Kind of like the direction they're going with Meteor. Obscurate? Obscurete? Obscurete? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right or wrong. Fell Dragon only. Interesting. It's got pretty decent stats around the board. Nothing terrible. Crit 10. Yeah, this seems pretty good. Arts. Added Initiate Art. Rank D, Might 5, 95, 0, 5. Plus 30 dodge, cannot follow up. Okay. Unfortunate, but whatever this art is, it seems okay. Iron Body. Might 2, that seems really bad. Weight 3, at least it's light. If user initiates combat, strikes twice. Wait, they all say that. Okay, so... Oh, wait, that's right. Going back, that's right. They said that, what they call it, they're like brawling proficiency or whatever, brawling skill changed to arts proficiency. Okay, so these are all just the new gauntlets now, or these arts. Okay, so all the gauntlets were just moved over to here. They seem all right. If they work like the gauntlets did, where you get to hit 4 times more or less on your turn, provided you're faster, and then 2 times on the enemy turn, they seem like they're okay. Grants 5 defense. Grants 5 speed. But user takes plus 5. Interesting. These high-level arts seem kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see. They seem kind of cool. I don't know how much I like them. They seem a little weak, like perhaps too weak. We'll see. We will see how that plays out. Staff. Okay, yeah, staffs have uses. Okay, so this is, again, if you go back a patch or two, you'll remember all this. This is just staffs back. So heal, mend, fit. Yeah, these are all the old staffs. For those of you who played the older patches, you know this stuff. But for those of you who haven't played the older patches, so staffs is used to heal your units. Like the heal staff is 10 plus magic, or at least it was. 25 uses. Mend is 20, occasionally 15 plus magic. It's 20 uses. Physics will just heal from range. Wait. Oh, physics is very short range now. You don't get like half your magic stat. You can't just heal from halfway across the map. You're going to have to be a little more careful with your healers now. It's not bad, but 1 to 5, you might just mend. Maybe. Only 10 uses too. Physics got nerfed. Recover, fortify, restore, yeah, warp. Wait, oh, warp is back. Warp as a staff, 5 uses. Warp is good. And I get 5 uses per staff. I'm on board. Added rewarp. 5 uses of rewarp. I don't know how that's going to work. I know that many patches ago, patch 10, I think it was patch 10, pretty sure it was patch 10, they had a staff called rewarp, and it let you warp yourself, although we were not allowed to use it. It was an enemy-only item, so this might be enemy-only again. If not, you can now teleport a staff user. Maybe. Rescue is back. 1 to 8 range. Added in trap. Range 1 to 6. 3 uses. But they don't explain how it's used. Unfortunate. Could be good. Could be bad. We'll see. Illume. I'm guessing that means like torch staff. They just changed it to illume. Or illuminate, I don't know. 5 uses, so yeah. Freeze, don't know what that's going to do. Silence, that's old. That we know what that does. Added obstruct, they didn't explain what that does. Added fracture, range up to 10. Whatever it is, it can do it 10, but... And notice, staff S, is it infinite range? 1 use? Oh, this is an older gimmick. They've kind of, I wouldn't say gimmick, but they usually have in older patches, they've had one staff that has, in this case, 1 use. Other times they've had like 3 uses, but it just fully heals your entire party on across the entire map, regardless of distance. That's what I'm guessing. That's what this is. Just bringing it back. Skills. The following skills have been removed. That is a lot. I don't know if I have the endurance to read through all of this. Let's just go with a lot of skills got removed. And I'll just hold here. You can pause the video if you want to read through all. This is a lot of skills got removed. I'm just going to skim through it, see if there's anything important. Movement +1 is removed. That's unfortunate. That was a good one. If you could get there. It was really hard to get, but if you could get there, it was really good. Anything else that's really, really good? Bow range 1 and 2 are gone. That's probably fair. Bows were really good in the last patch. Now they're getting. Now it sounds like bows got nerfed back to to being useless. We'll see. The weight minus abilities were removed. A little unfortunate considering build's now a thing again. Oh, I did catch in there right at near the bottom. Close counter is removed. Okay, so bows have been nerfed back into the ground. Bows are probably going to be not bad, but you're going to want to limit how many bows you're using, and preferably have someone who's using like axes and or lances and has bows as a backup, just so they can do effective damage to flyers. Bows feel like they're back to being kind of weak. Not seeing anything else that's like super, super important. All prowess skills removed. All fairy skills. All crit plus. All avoid plus. All defiance skills. Okay, there's a lot that got moved at the bottom there, but yeah, we'll see here. Added HP +5. So 10, 15. Okay, so you now just have the old plus skills that you got before, but now there's multiple ranks to them, it looks like. That's cool. That's cool. Avoid. Okay, so they added avoid, hit, dodge in the same fit. Oh, build. Added build. Okay, so the weight minus were basically replaced with build plus. Okay, that's same basic premise. Good enough. Sword agility. Unit gets 10 and some bonus, but -10 crit when using sword. Seems okay. Extra avoid's always nice. Sword power. Unit gets 2 forward exit. I put myself. Well worth it. I would gladly give up 10 avoid for 2 power, 4 power. God forbid 10. If you got 10, I would gladly give up 10 avoid for 10 power. That's ridiculously good. Focus is hit but lose dodge. I'm okay with that too. I'd gladly take 10 dodge for even 10 extra hit. That's a very fair trade, I think. These seem pretty good. Agility. Okay, so agility, power, and focus. Agility, power. There's no lance focus, interestingly enough. But it looks like they're all kind of the same. Okay, so sword has agility, power, focus. Lance doesn't have focus. Axe doesn't have agility or focus. Interesting. Interesting choice. I don't know why they do it that way. Bow doesn't have power. Bow art. Why do they not all have all 3? Knife precision. Hit and avoid. Tone precision, hit and avoid. Okay, so knife, tome, and staff are kind of their own thing, judging by the gray and the way they work. But why do why do the physical weapon trees not have all three for all one, two, three, four, five of them? That seems weird. I guess it's to balance the fact that like axes are generally considered the best weapon type, so they gave you a bit more option with sword to try and encourage you to use sword, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. Seems weird that they do it that way. Perceptive parentheses plus. Unit gain is plus 15. Avoid to finish it. Just avoid increases. Okay, I see what it is. So it's perceptive grants plus 15. You can get perceptive plus to grant 30 avoid. Gotcha. No, that's my fault. But yeah, extra avoid if you initiate combat seems good. Break defense when this unit breaks a foe, they make an extra attack. That seems also really good. So does that mean that if you could potentially hit four times for a total of three times normal damage? Like you hit them, which breaks them, and you get 50% more damage, and then you follow up? Or do you just do 50% more damage on the follow up attack? Do you follow up? Can you break them twice in a row? Do you break them, then follow up, and then break them again? Can you do this? Seems like you could do functionally a third attack. So you'd hit them, break them, get 50% more damage. Then you'd hit them, break them again, and do 50% more damage. This seems pretty good. This seems like really good. I did unyielding plus, plus, plus. Being a player phase, unit restores 20, 30, 40% of their HP if their HP is 20, 30, or 40% or less. Okay, just a way to heal up. That's not horrible. Added canter plus. Unit can move 2, 3 spaces after acting. So it's just canto, but like you're not guaranteed to use your remaining movement. But it's a skill, so you could put this on other people, right? So now other units can sort of act as cavalry units or just mounted units in general. This seems really good. I like this. This seems really good. Added momentum plus. Unit gains plus 1 attack for each space moved before combat. Hell yeah. Max is at 10. Momentum plus minus max attack restriction. So just more damage when you move. Got it. Good enough. Seems good. Unit is immune to the frozen condition. Good for anyone with headlong rush. Holy Stance. When you use damage by a corrupted foe, deals damage back. Okay. Resonance. When unit attacks with a tome, they lose 1 HP, but deal 2, 3 damage. Does not work when unit has 1 HP. I'm on board. I'll trade 1 HP for 2/3 extra damage. I'm on board with that. Seems good. Added favorite food. When you eat a packed lunch, they restore engage meter to max. I don't know when they packed lunch is, but good for them. It seems whatever that engage mechanic is, seems like this is tied to it. Silence ward, immune to silence. Always valuable. Healing light. When unit heals with a staff, this unit gains HP with a 50. Okay, so that's a skill from before. They just renamed it. What was it? Live to serve. So they renamed Live to serve basically. Added hold out plus a bunch of plus. Okay, if unit has 30, 20, 10, 2 HP or more at the start of combat, unit will always survive with at least 1 HP. Pretty good. That seems really good. Added advance. Used to allow a unit to move 1 space toward a foe, 2 spaces away and attack. So move 1 space toward a foe, 2 spaces. Couldn't you just move the 1 space or the 2 spaces away? I feel like I'm missing something on that one. I don't want to comment. No comment. I don't know if I'm reading that one right. When unit has weapon advantage, takes 3, 5, 7 less damage. Yeah, okay. I'm okay with that. Seems good. Vantage reworked. Now has plus and plus plus variants. When foe initiates combat, if unit has 25, 50, 75, counter attacks before foe attacks. Okay, Vantage, basically the same, but a little better if you get the plus plus variants. So all these plus variants, does that mean like you can like train your skill now? Like the longer you have the skill equipped, the better it becomes? That seems interesting. I don't know, maybe. We'll see, I don't know. Don't know. It just seems like that's kind of what it sounds like it's working. Is that you can get like skill experience. Like if you're using a skill more frequently, it gains XP and levels up. They didn't say anything about that before, but if unit can chain attack, will perform a chain attack when an ally attacks a foe within the unit's movement range. 35, 75. I don't know what a chain attack is, but it sounds good. And this sounds like it makes it better. And a dual support. Unit gains bonus evasion based on the number and level of support for adjacent allies. Okay. Added alacrity. If the unit initiates combat and has speed advantage of 9, 7, 5 or more, unit follow-up attack, if possible, happens before the counter attack. Isn't that just what they were saying brave weapons did? So that you can just give all your weapons brave quality by having this? So brave weapons seem kind of bad. You can just give this to somebody and they basically they treat all their weapons as brave weapons. Is what it is. That's kind of how I'm reading this. Brave weapons seem really bad. Added speed taker. When unit initiates combat and defeats foe, gains +2 speed until end of chapter. Max 10. That is broken. That sounds really broken. Give everybody speed takers is my takeaway from that. Added demolish. Destroy command removes breakable terrain in one blow. Okay. Fine. Added resolve. Resolve plus. Your unit has 75% XP, gains 5 or 7 defense. Seems really good, especially at 75% for a proc rate. Seems really good. Do resolve and speed taker. Added divine pulse. 30-50% chance to turn a missed attack into a hit. Sure. I don't want to comment on that being good or bad because it's one of those things where it's kind of both. Because it's basically the lower your chance to hit, the better this becomes. But the lower your chance to hit, the less likely you are to actually make use of this skill because you're less likely to actually make that attack. This just seems weird. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just weird. Added mentorship. Unit and adjacent allies get 1.2 times XP. Okay, cool. So added XP, good. Lost and found. Unit ends turn adjacent to ally, raise support. It's a trigger chance. Seems garbage. Added draconic hex. So unit initiates combat, inflicts -4 to all fours basic stats after combat. Stats recovered by one of them. That seems really good. I like that. That seems really good. Pair up. Enemy units cannot chain attack this unit. Okay, so whatever that chain attack is, they can't do it if you have paired up. Fair enough. Quality time. Performs an action. Restores 5 to 10 HP and increased support. Just by default. So this is literally lost and found, but like 150 times better. Yeah, this seems really bad. Just use quality time if you want this support effect. Lunar Brace. If unit initiates combat with a physical attack, deals extra damage equal to 20%, 30% of foe's defense. Cool. Initiates combat, restores HP equal to 30% damage. Much better. Feels like Luna and Soul, instead of just calling them Luna and Soul, they're now Lunar Brace, Solar Brace, but whatever. Added Eclipse Brace. Combines it. They call it Eclipse. That's fair, but that's basically since this is basically Soul, or one is basically Soul, one is basically Luna, this feels like it's basically Ether. But whatever. They changed the names up. Let them do their own thing. Added gentility, unit takes 3/5 less damage. Just period. That seems really good. I like taking less damage, especially since it adds up very quickly if there's multiple enemies hitting you. Bravery, unit deals. These are both really good. One's just defensive, one's offensive. They're both really good. Added blue skies combines the effect of. Why would you ever have one over the other if you can combine their effect? This is just really good. Blue skies, really good. Run through, used to move it to the opposite side of a foe after attacking. I guess for positioning purposes, that could be cool. I don't know how good that is, though, otherwise, but positioning is always valuable. If you set this up right, you could do a lot with it, but I don't know. We'll see. Brave Assist. If unit's HP is at max, they will make a chain attack. Wait. Unit's HP is at max and they make a chain attack, make a second chain attack. Alright, cool. That seems good. Pincer attack. If unit initiates combat and ally is on the opposite side of the enemy, always makes a follow-up attack. Equipped weapon must be able to follow up. I need to turn that off. That feature on my phone just keeps bugging me. Anyways, this one seems good. Always make a follow-up attack. But it sounds like not every time, but it sounds like a lot of the time what you would do with this, you'd move someone into position, attack an enemy, and then have someone else come up and attack them. And it guarantees a follow-up. So this is a pretty cool way for slower units who have really, really high attack value but can't double to double. The only problem is you had to move someone else to get them into position first, and that unit probably attacked the same enemy as the person using this skill would use. So would they even need the follow-up attack? Maybe. This is good, but like it's situationally good. It's not something you're really going to need a lot, but when you need it, I guess. So, fair. Add a Reforge. If unit's HP is 11 or more, just now is broken, sack 10 HP and remove broken condition. Okay. Smash plus. When using a smash weapon, pushes 2 instead of 1. So, smite, but versus enemies. If there's like hazardous terrain, these smash weapons could be a little better, and this is kind of a cool way to maybe make use of that hazardous terrain. I don't know how good it's going to be, though. Merciless, 50% more damage to broken foes. Yeah, cool. If foe cannot counter, grants plus 10 crit during combat. Okay, careful aim. Unit initiates combat without moving, 40 hit. If unit is between an ally and a foe, unit takes minus 3 damage from the foe's attack. Okay. If unit initiates combat with a knife, foe suffers minus 2 move. Ooh. Ooh, that seems really good. Unit spaces cost only 1 point of movement for allies to move through. What? Unit's space costs only 1 movement point for allies to move through. Wouldn't it normally... What? Is there, like, ally blocking now? Like, does it cost movement to move through your allies? That seems like an... That seems... I didn't see anything like that in, like, general, though. Does it cost extra move to move through your allies now? That seems really important. Like, you should have added that to the general rules. Unit space costs only 1 movement point for allies to move through. If they did, that... I mean, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing for them to have done that. That it costs, say, 2 points of movement to move through an ally. It would kind of bring high. It would put more emphasis on like high movement units because now they can run ahead and then you don't have to pay to move through their spaces. So it's just adding even more of a boon to high movement units doing it this way. I don't know. We'll see. Added air raid. If unit initiates combat from a space foe cannot enter, grants 5 speed. Can't they normally not enter the space that you're attacking from because you're standing there? So wouldn't this just grant plus 5 speed by default? Am I missing something? Probably. We're moving on. If unit initiates combat with a tome, grants 5 attack, or grants plus attack equal to the number of adjacent allies with tomes. Okay. Chaos style. Unit initiates combat using the opposite damage type of foe, grants plus 3 speed for combat. Using opposite damage type. Oh, I get it. Duh. So if you're using physical damage against a magic unit, you get plus 3 speed. If you're using magic against a physical, you get plus 3. That seems pretty cool. I like that. Seems good. Diffuse healer. When unit is healed by a staff, all adjacent allies gain HP equal to 50% of the healing unit. Okay, it's fine, I guess. Unit can target themselves with healing staves. Cool enough, I suppose. Unit's engage meter is reduced by 1 point. Okay. I don't know. Again, I don't really understand enough about engage to say whether that's good or bad. Dex chance that 50% of physical damage will be prevented. So, Aegis under a new name, basically. Ignis. Chance to have strength to magic. Or have it. Okay, so Ignis was a skill a while ago. Patch 11. They just brought it back. Added Soul. Okay, so Soul and Luna are in the game, in addition to those braces. And they work basically like the braces, and basically like Soul and Luna did back in the day when Soul and Luna were a thing. Grasping Void, chance to add half a foe's magic to unit's attack. Okay, fine. Chance to not consume a staff use when using it. That seems really good. I like that one already. Chance to use 150% of defense stat instead of strength when attacking. So just something for generals to use, I guess. Added back a dex chance, half damage taken back at foe when countering. Seems okay. It's kind of unreliable for extra damage, but hey, it is extra damage when it happens, and since you have to be countering, it just kind of happens on the enemy phase, it sounds like. Yeah, because when countering. So this is like an enemy phase, so there's just a chance you do extra damage to the enemy during an enemy phase. That sounds like a great way to suffer from success. But at the same time, a great way to get an extra kill on enemy phase that you might not have otherwise gotten. So, both good and bad. When attacking with a sword, uses the average of foe's defense plus res. Okay, seems okay. Foe initiates combat and unit has 50% or less. Unit takes 5 less damage. Seems good. Stack it with that blue skies. You take 10 less damage. That seems pretty good. Added deadly blade. If unit initiates combat with a sword, grants crit. Battle-wise, unit grants a stacking plus one stacking crit to a max 10 each time unit initiates combat with a foe. Seems okay. Windswept, luck chance. If unit initiates combat with a sword, foe will not counterattack. Seems unreliable. Great Thunder. If unit uses Thunder, L Thunder, Thorn, deals more damage. That seems just good by default. Bane, half of dex 6% chance to reduce foe's HP to 1. Sure. I guess if you can follow up attack, it seems alright. Always lose foe with 1 HP. Seems bad. Don't use it. If foe unit uses fire, Hellfire, or baloney, 20 more damage. Yep. 20% more damage. Seems good. 20 hit when using smash weapons. Probably necessary. Those smash weapons looked a little inaccurate. I don't know if this doesn't really save them, though. Dire Thunder. When unit initiates comes with thunder, attacks twice. Seems good. Seems really good. Increase trigger rate of all skills with trigger rates by 5%. Sure, why not? When using a healing staff, restores 5. Sure, why not? Giga Excalibur. When unit initiates with Excalibur, 20% more damage. Sure. Sure. Dex percent chance, and if unit initiates combat with Wind Equip, attacks twice. Always. That, again, seems okay. A little unreliable. Little unreliable, but it could work. This one doesn't have a chance, though. It just does. Why does this one get screwed? Is it because wind is effective damage and they're trying to be somewhat fair so that you don't just, like, completely decimate flyers? Whereas thunder, I don't know. Thunder's got 1-3 range. Just give it 2 attacks seems way too good. Compared to, like, it seems really good in comparison to this one, especially. Flickering Flower. If unit initiates combat, chance to freeze foe. Trigger equals damage dealt. Sure. Paraselene. Personal. Used to move 1 space away from a foe after attacking an adjacent foe. See, now that... There's that weird advanced skill, which sounded kind of weird. This one sounds really good. Because you could get... Like, let's say there's a guy, an enemy who you need to kill. But... he's either tucked into a corner where you can only have 1 or 2 guys attack him at a time, or all your other units have surrounded him. This is really cool because you could attack that guy. Your character will then back off, making space for another character to make an attack. This seems pretty good. I like this one. This seems cool. Wind God. If units at 100% HP, grants +1 range with bows. Sure. Restrictive, 100% HP thing, but it seems good. If unit initiates combat with a foe and foe has 100% HP, unit deals +2 damage and takes 2 less damage. Good. Unit's higher level than foe, unit deals +2 damage and takes 2 less damage. Just definitively better. Just use Bushido. Sure Strike. Dex chance, if unit initiates combat, attacks will always hit. Sure, why not? It's not bad, but it's not, like, great either. Spur attack grants 2 attacks to adjacent allies. May as well. 2 defense to adjacent allies. 2 res to... Okay. I like that. They're all pretty good stats. The spur attack's probably the best, but they're not bad by any means if you were to use the other ones. Savage Blow. If unit initiates combat, deals damage to all foes within 2 spaces equal to 20% of their max HP. That's pretty cool. It's a great way to set up kills for other units to take. That seems pretty good. Fierce Stance. If foe initiates combat, grants 6 strength. Nice. Foe initiates. Nice. Okay, these are all good. Darting Stance is probably the best. Fierce Stance, second best. Steady Stance, probably third best. Warding Stance, fourth best. But they're all good in their own right. Darting Stance just is the best. Life and Death. Unit deals and takes +10 damage. That is super cool and super... basically, if you play right, if you take your time, you really think out your turns, this is insanely good. Especially with that break, because you could break the enemy. You do +10 damage. You break the enemy. They can't even retaliate. This seems really good. I like this one. I want to use this one. High risk, high reward. I love it. I want to use that one. When unit has weapon triangle advantage, always follows up. When foe has weapon advantage, foe always follows up. Another high risk, high reward, but not nearly to the same extent. Because there's a very good chance that you'll be following up anyways. Not always, but there's a very good chance you would be. I suppose you could put this on a slower unit, like say a general, and it gives them the ability to follow up. Seems okay. I'm not sure how great it is, but it seems like you could make this work. Cornered Beast. If you, oh my god, I just noticed the scroll bar. Oh, we got to go through this a lot faster, or this is gonna take all day. Let's see. Just kind of skim through these. Anything seems fun. You finish your lesser to come at 30 crit. Seems good. It's kind of like Wrath. In fact, it's exactly like Wrath. They just changed the name of Wrath, basically. Self-destroys units. Let's start a player phase. Unit dies and deals. I don't know if I like that. I don't want to lose a unit to do a little bit of that. That's really bad. Don't do that. Duelist blow, 30 void, 40 hit, sure. Oh my god, they just keep going. Alright, I'm going to just kind of scroll slowly through this, and if you guys want to read it, you can read it and pause. This is a lot. Like, this is a lot to take in, and we got so much more to go. What am I? Who do I care? What do I care? Alright, when unit attacks, hits with an attack, reduces foe's engage meter by 5. Unit cannot suffer the broken condition. Reduces the effective multiplier from times 3 to times 2. Negates effectiveness. Unit cannot move, be moved by skills, smash weapons, okay. Unit cannot suffer a broken condition, reduces effective multiplier from, okay. Does not grant XP upon defeat. Ouch. Nullifies effective Fell Dragon and prevents 50 damage dealt to unit. Okay. Dark Berry prevents a bunch of damage being dealt. I don't know if we're going to have access to these. These seem like they're enemy-only skills. Bondbreaker. Sets enemies' chain attack accuracy to 30. Prevents 80% of chain attack damage. Okay, so a way to nerf chain attacks. I like, probably fair. Breaker skills reworked. Old. Grants 30% hit and avoid when using weapon X versus weapon Y. New. If unit's HP is 50% or greater at the start of combat and foe has weapon type X equipped, unit can follow up and foe cannot. Okay. Fine. Now causes unit to evade any lethal attack. Chance maxes at 50%. Still uses luck. Okay. Wrath reworked. Well, technically it was renamed. Now provides 1 crit for each point of missing HP. Ooh, interesting. Max 30 though. But that's pretty cool. That's an interesting way to make Wrath work. I like that. So now you don't have to like get low on HP. You just get bonus crit every time the enemy hits you. This is actually really cool because you can use it on enemy phase now. Really, you can fully heal your unit on your turn, run them into an area with a few enemies, and they'll just get a stacking crit chance as the enemy deals damage to them. The problem is that it also leads to the suffering from success. So I don't know how good it is. It seems okay. Seems good, but there is a risk reward to it. Aptitude renamed to expertise. Skill reworked. Now doubles the growth rate of the class. Growth rate of the class the unit is in. Okay, fair enough. Darting blow reworked. If unit initiates combat, plus 5 speed. Death blow reworked. If unit initiates combat, grants 20 crit. Unfortunate. I like the 6 strength. Armor blow reworked. If unit initiates combat, unit takes 10 less physical damage. Warding blow reworked. Unit takes 20 less magic damage. Okay, fair. Fair. Shove now requires more build than the target ally. So they nerf shove a little bit. But shove is still good. Seal skills. Penalty now shrinks by 1 each turn until it is gone. Seal movement removed. Fair enough. Renewal now heals 5 HP per turn. Fine. Special Dance. Dex speed luck boost from +4 to +3. So it was nerfed. Unfortunate, but fair. Lethality, trigger chance from 1/4 of dex to 30%. There's just a 30% chance to trigger lethality? Holy shit. Lethality seems pretty good. You could probably get away with lethality. Ooh, classes. Here we go. Commoner removed, monk removed, mercenary removed, brigand. Holy shit. Wow. Wait, these are some like mercenaries. Like, these are some like staple classes that they're removing. Mercenary, brigand, brawler, dark mage, assassin, grappler, warlock, dark bishop, bishop, wyvern rider, falco knight, wyvern rider. Oh, this is really old school. Holy shit, they haven't done this since. Jeez, I want to say patch 5. I think patch 5 was the last time. This is where they didn't have Wyvern Rider. They had Pegasus Knight, and then the Pegasus Knight went into the Wyvern Rider. Okay, so they're just you just go Pegasus Knight into Wyvern now. There's not two independent classes. It's been a long time since they've done that, but they have done it before. Mortal Savant, sure, that was a terrible class. War Master, Gremory, Trickster, War Monk, Dark Flyer, Death Knight. Bunch of classes removed. Added Dragon Child. Well, they are using a sword. And they are dragon. Okay, so yeah, the dragon can use a sword. I don't know if they can transform. I'm not seeing anything that says they can or cannot transform, but they do use a sword, it looks like. Base stats. Seems okay. 4 move. We're going back to that. Unfortunate, but fair. Growth rates in the class. Sure. Just really good across the board. Max stats. Sure, why not? Add a Divine Dragon. Weapon, sword, and fist. Divine Spirit. Pretty good bases. Especially strength and speed. 5 move. Those look basically the same. Reworked Noble. Type is now Cavalry. Okay. Nobles are always horseback. Lances, B rank. Sure. Don't have class skill. Good strength. Fine. Good enough, I should say. Speed, I guess it seems a little fine, I guess. 8 defense seems pretty good. Yeah. Seems okay. Avenir. Cavalry. Lances and swords. Golden Lotus. Oh, this is the promote. Yeah, you can tell by the sprite. Okay, so this is the promote of the noble. So, strength, speed, the stats look very similar. They're probably better in probably better in some regards. Or not at all. Growth, sure. It's really hard for me to judge kind of what if the growths are like good or bad because it depends on like the unit as well. Reworked noble. Didn't we just do that? Type mystical, swords and tome. So that chaos strike, they could make use of that. Seems like a good idea. Get them chaos strike. Magic. Speed's really good. Can't hate on that. Seems alright. Vidame. Can use staves. Slight improvement to magic and speed. Seems good. Seems good. Reworked Lord. Type backup. This is the thing that chain attacks. So the Lord can chain attack. Good for the Lord. Good speed, good strength, solid enough defense. Seems like a good enough class. Perfectly good growths. Successor. Gains axes. Ooh, pretty good, pretty good. Has soul. Soul's always good. 10 strength, 9 speed. This class seems pretty good. A successor seems like a pretty good class. Reworked Lord again, apparently. Covert. Bows, as we've kind of found out, look like they're gonna go back to being crap. So this class is probably fairly crap. Same thing. This is the promotion. Does have Luna. Interesting. They gave it Luna. All right. I'm okay with that. It's got decent enough strength and speed. Defense is fine. Really high dex. Fine. It's an archer class. But bows just kind of suck again. There's a few niche reasons to use them, but other than that, they're kind of bad. Wing Tamer. Okay, so we're flying on dragons again. Tome and stave. Good. So this is like, what did they call that class back then? Malignite? Mediocre speed. Pretty decent magic. Could work. Could be alright. It just improves the tome rank. Fine with that. 10 magic, really good. A little bit of extra speed, but speed still seems really low. We'll see how it pans out. Wing Tamer, again, only this one's on a Pegasus Knight. Or on a Pegasus, I should say. Much better speed, but magic kind of takes a hit. So, Selipner? Sleipnir? A word. Rider. So, uses swords? Feels like that was a little bit of a mix-up, because I'm guessing it's supposed to use those tomes and staves like the previous one. But these two, I kind of like these two, because now it's kind of like a choice. You can choose to get more speed, but you have less magic, but in theory you're doubling because you have high speed. Or you can choose to have high magic, but you lack a little bit of speed, so you might not be able to double, but you hit harder. That's an interesting class choice. Probably you go with this Wing Tamer into the whatever that word is, rider, because generally doubling is going to do more damage than one big hit, but there's reason to use the other one. Added Sentinel. Another backup. Okay. They're just giving some really cool class names, basically. I wonder if that's what they did, is they removed, quote-unquote, all the old classes, but really all they did is like change the name to better fit whatever this world that they created is, to make it fit better. That's fine. Like, this uses lances. So, like, this is like the soldier class, basically, from before, the halberdier and all that. It's got really good stats across the board. Sandstorm? What was that one again? I don't remember what Sandstorm did. But this one has it, the picket, the halberdier, so to speak. Again, really good stats across the board. Seems good. Added Sentinel. Cavalry. Uses bows, but it's mounted. So this is like the old Nomad class from a long time ago. Bow Knight, I guess they had in more recent patches. Being cavalry could definitely make bows better, because you can position yourself after attacking to stay out of enemy range. So this one, oh wow, they even added, this is 100% just the old Nomad class. Still seems okay. It definitely is an improvement over just being locked to bows, especially being in a cavalry class. So this could be pretty good. Reworked Myrmidon, now sword fighter, type backup, uses swords. What a shock. +2 classes, old class. Oh right, because Myrmidon used to give you +2 when you mastered it. Now you don't get a skill in this class, apparently. Sucks to be you. High strength, good speed. This seems like a pretty good class. Swordfighter seems pretty decent. We work soldier, now lance fighter. Defense. Okay, so the same thing. They just changed it. You don't get skills anymore, basically. Also seems like it's got pretty good stats across the board. I think they may have missed something there. I don't know what that was. Reworked Axe Fighter, or Fighter is now Axe Fighter. Okay, so this is something that a lot of ROM hacks have been doing, is breaking down the fighter class into the 3 weapon types and then adding the word fighter at the end. I've seen a lot of ROM hacks doing that, and now apparently IS is doing the same thing. I'm cool with that. This one, again, pretty decent stats across the board. I don't know how you hate on... Oh, wow. There's a lot of shit here. Oh, I see what I missed now before. So the old stats. So it actually had improved strength, improved speed, improved defense. No, I lied. Less defense. Oh, less speed. Okay, I see what I see how we're looking at this now. Gotcha. Like the growths were changed here. More HP, more strength, more dex, more speed, more defense, more reds technically, and ability. Okay, I see how we're working. I see what we're doing now. I'm catching up. I'm getting there. We work Swordmaster. Back up. S rank sword. No shit. Swordmaster. High speed. Duh. Oh wait, those are the old. Okay, to the new one. So it's got very low base strength. Still got high speed and low defense. So big nerf to the Swordmaster. Very, very big nerf. They lost a lot of stats, it looks like. Specifically in strength, which really sucks because swords need a lot of strength. They need all the help they can get. Reworked hero. Backup. Sword. Slash lance. Is it sword or lance or axe? Is that what they're trying to say? I think that's what they're trying to say. So the hero either has sword or lance or axe. But if you're in sword, they have A rank. So it's encouraging you to promote sword people into the hero. I guess. I don't know if I'm reading that one right. We'll see. Strength got nerfed. Speed got nerfed. Defense got a huge nerf. A little unfortunate. It still got high speed though, despite the speed drop. So seems good. Well, I wouldn't say good. It got a huge strength nerf. It's okay. It's passable. It's a class. It exists. Halberdier. Backup. S rank weapons, so kind of like a sword master, but for lances, I guess you could say. Pretty good strength. Pretty good strength. Mild speed. Seems okay for speed. Yeah, it's kind of average. It's kind of across the board. It's just a good enough unit. Added Royal Knight. Lances and staves. Strength, fine. Magic's okay. Speed's okay. Defense, I mean, it's a cavalry unit. It seems it's going to be a decent enough unit just by fact of being cavalry. So can't hate on it. Berserker. So swordmaster, but with axes. Got it. Huge strength, very mild to low speed and low defenses. So hit them hard and hopefully kill them in like one hit, what it sounds like. 30% bonus to your strength growth. Yeah, you're going to be doing a lot of damage with these guys. Reworked warrior. Axe and bow. Merciless. So it's got pretty good strength. decent enough speed and low, so it's basically a berserker, but with slightly better speed and defense, and only a little bit less strength. And I guess it has A rank axe instead of S rank, but it gets both. Warrior seems pretty decent. Probably just a little bit better than berserker, but not by much. Reworked archer. B rank bows. Strength down, speed down, everything down. Archer is just trash. Archers are getting shit on. Again, they needed a nerf. They were way too overpowered in the previous one, but this feels like a bit of an overcorrection. This is very much a knee jerk overreaction to just how broken archers were in the last patch. Sniper, yeah, again, taking huge penalties to everything, just nerfed into the ground. I don't know if you needed to nerf all their stats like that. I'm pretty sure that just the nerf to bow was enough, but they're like, nope, we're going to nerf the stats as well as the bows. Reworked Bow Knight. Alright, so it's still cavalry, still has bows, and then has one other weapon type, it looks like. Fair enough. Stats. Stats took a huge nerf. So just nerfing archers again, it looks like. Unfortunate. But whatever, I guess bows are going to suck this one. We worked Armor Knight. Now armor, sword / lance / axe. So kind of the same thing they did with fighters. Strength was nerfed a little bit. Speed was nerfed a lot. Defense was buffed. Res was nerfed into the ground. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, they're Armor Knights. They got buffed where it mattered and nerfed where it also mattered in terms of speed, but they're Armor Knights. They're going to do Armor Knight things. Reworked Fortress Knight, now General. That is an older name from previous patches. Uses the 3 weapon types, or at the very least one of the 3 weapon types, if I'm understanding that correctly. Nerf to strength, nerf to speed, a buff to defense. So, yeah, generals do general things, kind of the same thing the Armor Knights do. Made them bulkier, and it cost them speed, res, and a little bit of strength. Well, a fair bit of strength, but they have high build, so they don't really get slowed down by weapons. Not that it matters when your speed is that low. Reworked the Great Knight. Still uses the same weapon types, cavalry and armored. Yeah. Strength is down, speed is down, defense is down. The Great Knight just got destroyed. Great Knight's kind of bad. Kind of just bad. Reworked Cavalier. Now sword, lance, axe, cavalry. Okay, so same thing they did with the other ones. Gotcha. Good strength, mild speed, perfectly good defense. Oh, wait, those are the old ones. New ones. So they nerf strength a little bit. They buff speed. They nerf defense. Seems like a fair trade-off. Probably a little, the 1 point of speed for 3 points of strength is probably not a good trade-off, but I can respect the balancing they put into effect there. That seems fair. Pally. So nerf to strength, nerf to speed, nerf to everything. Although, judging by the stat differences, and this is probably something that's been throwing me off and I haven't even realized it. Yeah, the Paladin just previously gained such a huge stat increase from the old Cav, whereas these new stat increases are more in line with the new. Okay, so yeah, it's just a way this is just a balance fix is all. It's not that they're super nerfed, like I've been saying. I've probably been lying. Don't listen to me. Most of these classes have probably not been super nerfed. They're just brought into line with the new stats that spread for this game. Wolf Knight. I like it already because it has Wolf and Knight in the same name. 6 strength, 10 speed, very fast. Mild defenses. Strength is kind of this seems pretty good for the base stats there. Bonus growth seem fine. Bonus speed, a little bit of strength. This seems good. I like this setup. This Wolf Knight seems pretty good. I kind of want to try one of them. Or multiple of them. Reworked Mage. Old stats. Yeah, this is so hard. Like I said, now that I've kind of found out with them. So the reworked stats are just supposed to be in line with this. The old stats aren't. It's really hard to tell if it was nerfed or not because the old stat spread versus the new one is just. It's too hard to tell. Sage. Seems okay. Very high magic. Speed's mild. Very high res. Hits hard, and you might be able to hit twice type of a thing, but chances are you just hit hard as hard as you can with one attack. Reworked Valkyrie. Now Mage Knight. And yeah, tomes and physical. Mild strength. Pretty good magic. Pretty decent speed, actually. Oh, wait, that's the old stats. What am I doing? Still the same, though. 5 and 9 there. Magic took a little bit of a hit. Oh, it loses speed, though, on the growth. A little bit of speed on the growth. Still, seems pretty good. Mounted magic is really good in general. Seems like a good class. I'd use it. Martial Monk. Chi Adept. Staff and Fist. Okay. Stats are kind of low across the board, honestly. I suppose it's because it's supposed to be the healer class. Is that why? Is it supposed to be the healer class? The stats are really low. Stats stay pretty low even on promotion. Diffuse healer. Yeah, I think these guys are just supposed to be your healers. Because their stats are not that impressive. We were priest, now high priest. Self-healing. So this is another healer class. It's 8 magic is fine. Speed of 6 is mild. 10 res is pretty decent though, so they can at least survive magic attacks. Yeah, they're healers. Their stats aren't the most relevant since they're going to be healing and using staves. We were Pegasus Knight. Now Sword, Lance, Axe, Flyer. Okay, so they literally just turned all of the old base classes into a Sword, Lance, Axe variant. Again, different like hacks and private servers were doing this kind of thing, and apparently IS just decided to jump on the bandwagon. I approve. I like the idea. I think it's fun. New stats, so mild strength, really good speed, decent enough. Well, Patch is pretty good res. Mild defense, low defense. What am I kidding? That's a low defense. Growths are bonus to strength and speed, though. That's pretty good. Seems good. Added Griffin Knight. That hasn't been a thing for a while. That was what? Patch 11 was the last time we saw that? I think it was patch 11. Strength is fine. Magic's kind of low. Speed's really good, though. Res is fine. Defense is meh. Good growth, or good growth bonuses. Seems fine. Seems good. Wyvern Lord is now Wyvern Knight. So the Wyvern head is back and promotes from the Pegasus like it did before, or, well, a long time ago. So, disregard the old stats because those just aren't going to compare. Strength, pretty good. Speed, pretty good. Defense, pretty good. So, everything's just, again, it's a Wyvern. It just, you're never going to go wrong with a Wyvern. Bonus to strength, HP, and speed. Oh wait, that's the old one. New one. Bonuses: HP, strength, speed, defense. Jesus, it gives. Okay, so just like the last time, just turn everyone into a wyvern. Wyverns are broken, just like they always have been. Reworked thief. New skill stat spread. So low strength, mild defense, good speed. Yeah, it's they're thieves. They open chests. What do you want from them? I don't even want to spend time on it. They use a thief to open chests. You're good to go. Rework dancer. Type chi adept. Uses fisticuffs. Fine. Base stats. It didn't have base stats before apparently, so it's gotten buffed because it now does have base stats. Mild strength, decent speed, no defense, decent enough res. Growths are don't care about the old ones really so much. The new ones are pretty good actually. Get some pretty good growths across the board. Dancer isn't. Whoa! Look at this. Hey, I know all these characters. Wait, no, not all of them. I don't know the one in the middle. I don't know who that guy is with the weird. I mean, we've seen the trailer for the. If you've seen the trailer for this patch, then you've seen the character. But yeah, he's only. I don't know. We got Lynn, we got Roy, Ike. Should be Sigurd, I believe. Corin, Byleth. I am fairly confident that that one's Leaf, although it doesn't look like the way I remember him. We got Erica, Lucina, Marth. Oh, I forgot these two. We got Micaiah and Celica getting groped by Micaiah. Sure, why not? I don't who added that? Who added Micaiah groping Celica? That's just funny. But emblems. Oh, this is what. Okay, cool. This is what we were looking for. Now we get into the good stuff. Something's down there with Marth. We'll find out later. Emblems are representations of characters from previous patches. They are bound to emblem rings that other characters can wear to unleash the power of the emblem within. While a character is equipped with an emblem ring, they will have access to a selection of skills specific to that emblem housed inside, as well as gain bond with that emblem. Bond is built up by taking actions on the battlefield that grant XP, while equipped with the emblem ring. Battling the emblem in the arena, or even using bond fragments to strengthen the bond between character and emblem. The higher a unit's bond with an emblem, the more skills they can inherit from the emblem. In addition, emblems grant bonus stats to the wearer based on the bond level between the two, as well as access to unique weapons specific to that emblem. Each emblem also has a unique engage skill, only usable while they are engaged with the unit wearing the ring. Emblems are detailed below. Alright, so Marth. A well-balanced emblem, competent at both offense and defense, Marth performs well when facing down one foe at a time. Marth focuses on avoid and dealing damage through additional follow-up attacks while breaking his foe. His unique arsenal only contains swords, but they all tend to be effective against certain enemy types. Cool. I like that. Stat boost. Bond level. Okay, so the bond level they're talking about, so he grants bonus to strength, dexterity, and speed. That's perfectly good. That's two of the three most important stats. Marth looks pretty good. And a bigger bonus to speed. That's good. Skills proficiency, bond level 8. Proficiency sword. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but it's probably good. Personal requires engage. Divine speed. Unit performs an additional attack at 50% damage each combat. Covert. Extra attack poisons on hit. Dragon. Unit recovers HP equal to damage dealt. Okay. So you always get 50% bonus damage on one of your attacks. Or no, an additional attack. But you get 50% more damage in the combat. Oh, I see. And if you're covert... Oh, this is where the types come in. This is what they were talking about before, the type. So if your unit is covert, then you apply a stack of poison, which seems pretty good. And if you're a dragon, you recover HP equal to the damage dealt. Yeah, that's fine. Seems good. Lodestar Rush. Make 7 attacks at 30% damage against a single foe. So 7 attacks at 30%, that's 210%. So if you would normally double the enemy, you're getting 10% more damage. I mean, I guess Dragon gets plus 2 attacks. So Dragon would get 60% more. So Dragon does 70% more than normal. So Dragon does pretty good with this one, actually. Back up, plus 1 attack. So kind of the same thing, but missing. This seems fine. If you aren't doubling the guy you're targeting, like say there's a really fast boss, if you're not doubling the boss, then you're getting functionally 110% extra damage. If you do double, then you're getting 10% extra damage. It's fine. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna knock it. There's nothing wrong with 10% extra damage. It just seems a little on the weak side, but at the same time, if you're under Mystic using magic, that could be really powerful actually for mystical units because you're hitting on their res. So 10% more damage hitting on their res, that could be a big difference actually. This is not bad. I don't hate it. Perceptive, avoid, sword agility, break. Oh yeah, we saw all those already. Okay. Weapons require engage. He has the rapier. Oh, I see. So bond level. Okay, so at bond level 1, you get the rapier, which grants 20 avoid and effective versus cavalry and armor. That's pretty good. At 10 bond, you get Mercurius, which is pretty good weapon just by default. Doubles XP gain, very good weapon. I like that one already. Yeah, it seems pretty good. And of course, the Falchion, which is effective versus dragon. Perfectly fine. Seems good. Marth seems pretty good. Emblem Celica is all about dealing damage. She has an assortment of high might tomes and abilities that let her split her damage among multiple enemies. While she does not provide much for survivability, she does come with Warp Ragnarok, which lets the unit equipped with her ring travel far across the map. Okay. Strength, magic, and resistance. Well, strength is a good stat. Magic's a good stat. Resistance is a stat. Bond, tome, and sword proficiency, whatever that means. Personals requires engage. Echo, used to attack a foe at 50% damage and then attack again at 50% damage. So you do 100% damage to them. If you're magic, you get 10% more damage. Oh, and your dragon gets okay. Okay. I kind of see where they're going with this now. From what it looks like, they're trying to encourage you to put this either on a dragon unit where you can attack at 3 range and do basically 1 full attack's worth of damage at 3 range. Or in the case of Thunder, which has 3 range, you could do it 4 range. So that's kind of where they're going. Or if you're magical, you get 20% more damage in total. Okay, that's fine. I don't think this is a bad skill by any means. I think it's fine. All right, Warp Ragnarok. Used to warp 10 spaces and make a powerful magic attack. Hell yeah. I would love to warp 10 and make an attack. Dragon gets extra attack range. Cavalry gets extra warp range. Ooh. Flying gets way extra warp range. Holy shit, 15? That seems really good. Mystical gets the 20% damage, which is kind of the same as that Echo thing. So this seems good. I like the idea of Warp Ragnarok. That seems really good. Inheritable skills, we kind of went through all those. Although, oh, these are, duh. These are the ones that you get from her. Okay. So, yeah, that's fine. Duh. Weapons. So you get the Seraphim Tome. It's effective versus corrupted. And it's got decent stats. Little iffy on the might. It's not bad might by any means, but it's just a teensy bit on the low side, but it is effective versus corrupted, so it's a little better when you get 18 versus them. Recover, staff, okay. Ragnarok, high might, high accuracy, high crit. Very heavy, but it's Ragnarok. Like, just a perfectly good tome in general. Sigurd. Dude, that guy looks like such a boss. His 3D model looks so good. It's really nice. The Noble Sigurd is a versatile emblem that favors lances and swords with an emphasis on movement. Sigurd allows the equipped unit to move quickly around the battlefield. Capable of damaging multiple foes in a single attack, Sigurd will ride down his enemies. Good for Sigurd. What does he got? Dexterity, defense, build, and move. Okay, well, defense is a good stat. Dex is, I guess, a stat. Build is perfectly... Actually, build's pretty useful in this one just because of the way build works, so build's fine. +1 move, always good. Grants lance and sword proficiency. I think I'm finally figuring this out. So when you get your bond level to 6, you gain lance proficiency. When you get his bond level... Okay, so it's just a way to get the proficiencies. I feel like I'm missing something there, but I think that's how it works. Personal skills. Gallop. Grants +5 move. I'm assuming that means it stacks with that one, so 6 move? Yes. Yes, please. Grants an additional 1 move, so 7 move for dragons. 8 move for... Holy crap. Cavalry just going to charge across the field with that. Covert. Unit does not pay terrain cost. Ooh. That's also really good. Sigurd looks really good. Override. Used to attack a foe and pass through all foes in a line, dealing damage to each one. Requires a sword or lance. Dragon gives 20% damage. Armored, 10% chance to break the target. Mystical deals extra damage equal to 25% of magic. Chi Adept, or Key Adept. 20% chance to break target. Seems good. It seems really good. I think the bonus effects here seem kind of mild aside from the dragon. 20% extra damage is always welcome. The 10% chance to break is, or the 20% even, they're both just, they're not reliable, so it doesn't seem good. The Mystic and Dragon seem really good. And the ability itself seems really good, just reading it. But, yeah, it seems good. Inheritable, Canter, hit, lance power, momentum, headlong rush. Has the Rider's Bane. Okay. 10 might, 75 hit, so fairly accurate. And a 30 might when it's effective. So Rider's Bane seems really good. Brave Lance. This looks a lot better than the Brave Lance that they were showing before. In terms of like might. Seems like it's alright. Trifling. Tearfling. Fling. 15 might. Pretty good. 80 hits fine. Grants 5 res. Perfectly good sword. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, that other one was Leaf. Leaf 3D model looks really nice. They put a lot of work into these 3D models in general of these older characters, but I like it. Emblem Leaf is a master of arms. Wielding a vast array of weapons, it is easy for him to apply the break condition to foe as well as maintain weapon advantage. What's more, he augments the equipped unit's survivability and allows them to use heavy weaponry at reduced penalty. Interesting. So, oh yeah, health, defense, and the build stat. Alright. That's fine. Build, again, seems pretty good since this affects your AS, so getting 5 extra build seems pretty good. Holy fuck. So, at You can get all your fucking proficiencies from Leaf here. Axe, bow, knife, staff, lance, sword. Fuck. What doesn't he give? I guess tome. I think that's it. Axe, lance, sword, yep. Bow, so there's the 4 physical one. Oh, knife is the 5th physical one. Staff. Yeah, the only thing he doesn't grant is tome. He grants everything else except for tome. Jesus. Seems good. Adaptable. If foe initiates combat, unit automatically equips best weapon available. Range, weapon advantage, effectiveness, etc. Alright, that's cool. Dragon gets plus 30 hit, backups plus 10 crit, plus 10 avoid, plus 10 defense, plus 5 res. I can't find any reason to hate this. It seems pretty good. Seems really good, actually. Quadruple hit. Used to attack a foe with a sword, axe, lance, and bow. 20% damage. Luck percent chance to get 1,000 gold. Breaks the foe. Wouldn't you, in theory, break the foe anyways? Because you're using a sword, axe, lance, and a bow? It seems good. I mean, hit the enemy 4 times? That's 200% extra damage. Basically, because you get a sword hit and an axe hit, which would be your normal attack and a follow-up. Then you get a lance hit and a bow hit. So it's basically just 200% damage. 220 with the... Seems really good. I like it. Build, arms, shield, vantage, knife precision. Killer axe. Just a killer axe. Decent enough weapon. Master lance. Low hit, unfortunately. Does have 1-2 range. Very heavy. Holy shit, 16. If user initiates combat attacks twice. So it's a brave lance. Brave lance with 1-2 range, though. Ooh. Now that seems pretty good. That definitely seems pretty good. Light brand. Uses magic, 15 base might, 1-2 range. Seems pretty good. Can't find a reason to hate on it. Seems like a pretty decent weapon. Roy. An offensive powerhouse, Roy focuses heavily on dishing out as much damage as possible. The young lion may be the underdog, but he always rises to the challenge and can prove tough to defeat in single combat. He is also capable of damaging multiple enemies in one attack. Hell yeah, it seems really good. Give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. Okay. So stats. Health, strength, and res. Health, good enough stat. Strength, very good stat. Res, it's a stat. So, nothing wrong with that. Perfectly good. Only grants sword. Poor Roy. Rise above. Grants plus 5 levels? Drag gets an additional level? 5 levels? That's... You just get 5 levels every time you use Rise Above? Requires engage? This seems broken. This seems like overly broken. This seems insanely broken. Holy shit. I don't know if I'm reading something wrong here, but holy fuck, that seems really good. I don't know how you'd read it wrong. I guess it would be, I don't know if I'm interpreting it. It's a better way to say it. I don't know if I'm interpreting that wrong, but just gives you 5 levels? Like, that's ridiculous. Blazing Lion. Used to attack adjacent foe and a 3 space wide area in front of him. Sets a 3x3 space zone in front of the unit on fire. Expands attack effect. Expands flame area. I mean, sure, may as well. This seems fine. I don't have any reason to hate it. I guess I don't know what to make of it other than it seems perfectly acceptable. Strength, holdout, advance, and sword power. Sure. Lance Reaver. Grants advantage versus lances, but suffers disadvantage versus axes. Yep. For those of you who have played some of the older patches, this was actually a weapon back then. So, yeah, it's cool. Worm Slayer, effective versus dragon, 10 might, so it's 30 versus dragon. So, yeah, weight of 5, very lightweight too. That's like the Worm Slayer from many patches ago. I don't even know if the Worm Slayer's that lightweight in this patch. I could go look, but I'm way too lazy to do that. Binding Blade, that's an oldie but a goodie. 14 might, 1-2 range, very accurate. Grants 5 defense and res. Yep, that's just plain good. Lyn, I guess. I suppose you may as well add Lyn, even though Ella Wood is kind of the main character of that patch. But sure, Lyn, she was a character, and she was considered important. Lyn is blazingly fast. We'll see ourselves. Oh, I get it. Because that patch was called the Blazing Blade. So she is blazingly fast. Ha ha. Yeah, you will see yourselves out. It's not as funny as you think it is. But in all seriousness, Lyn is very fast. Her skills and abilities are all about maximizing the speed stat, the most important stat. So, you know, I guess that just means Lyn's good by default. It says has a selection of bows available to her, as well as her iconic Manikati, however you pronounce that. Well, unfortunately, bows, which as we discussed already, are kind of nerfed in this one and not particularly good, but she grants +5 speed, which is ridiculous. So who cares that she's using bows? She's really fast. Use Lyn. Bow and sword proficiency. Fair enough. Called doubles. Creates 4 illusionary doubles that can make chain attacks with unit. Dragon gets +1 illusion. Flying doubles have 10 extra avoid. Seems fine. Again, I'm not 100% how chain attacks work, but it seems good. I like it. Astra Storm. Used to make 5 attacks at 30% damage against a single foe up to 10 spaces away. I'm on board. Yep, Siege Bow is like a ballista. 5 at 30 is 150, so it's 50% more damage than a single attack. Yeah, I don't hate that. It's fine. Dragon +5 range, 15 spaces away. Covert +10 is 20 spaces away. This seems good. It's a great little way to pick off a stray target, or like maybe you have a unit that you dropped in a very poor position and they're going to die unless you take out one specific enemy. This is a way to do it. Requires bow. Does it do bonus damage to flyers? Holy shit. Does it get... if it's still effective versus flyers, because it'd be what, 150 times 3, so 450% damage. How do you not just blow up every flying unit in the game with this? This seems really good. I like this. Inheritable, speed, alacrity, speed taker. Oh, that's that one that's insanely broken. This seems really good. Killer bow. It's just a killer bow. Slightly better stats, but just a killer bow in general. Manikati, effective versus cavalry and armored. Has a pretty decent crit chance attached to it. It's fine. Mulegear. Grants +5 speed, so just in case the 5 speed Lyn was granting you wasn't enough, you may as well get 5 more. If you can't double the enemy that you're up against with +10 speed, you probably shouldn't be using that unit in the first place. Yeah, this seems good. Seems like a good kit. Erica. Erica, along with her brother Ephraim, switch between offensive and defensive abilities, enabling the unit equipped with their ring to gain the benefits they need most in that moment. When engaged, both the offense and defense abilities are active simultaneously. With a selection of swords, Erica and Ephraim are a force to be reckoned with. That sounds cool. So you're either in an offensive stance or a defensive stance, and you can switch as needed? Or you can even get both for a short amount of time? That seems really fun. I like this idea already. They should, seems like a good idea. I like it. If I'm interpreting it correctly. Magic, dexterity, luck. Sure. Decent enough stat. Dexterity, I guess, is a stat. Luck, fine, why, whatever. Lance and sword. Night and day. Used to switch between Eric and Ephraim and lunar/solar brace and gentility/bravery. So this is what they were talking about, the switch ability. Sacred Twins changes lunar brace/solar brace to eclipse brace/gently/bravery to blue skies. Affects all allies with these abilities. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, these were this was basically Soul, basically Luna into Ether, and then changes the damage reduction, damage output to get both. Yeah, fine. Twin Strike, used to make a sword and lance attack against a single foe. Effective versus corrupted. Sure. 20% damage. Ephraim deals 20% more damage. Sure. I'm not sure if I'm reading it right. The effective versus corrupted seems good. I don't know what it means by Ephraim deals 20% more damage, but sure. Ephraim specifically. May as well. Inheritable, lunar/solar brace, yep, soul, Luna, yep, dodge, lance agility, may as well. Alright, what do we got? Rapier. We already had a rapier, but this is basically the same rapier. Wind sword, 10 might, 1 to 2 range, effective versus flying, use magic. Okay, so 30 might using magic, yep. I like it. There's a lot of value in that one. It's been so long since I pronounced it, I don't remember. Siglanide, or whatever. Whatever it is. Reasonable might, high hit, low weight. Its range is apparently 2. It's a bow? I feel like that's a whoopsies on their part. It's effective versus corrupted, though. Ike, the man, the myth, the legend. And they use the bulky Ike from what was it, patch 10. It would have been, yeah, 9 was when Ike was when he was a kid. Patch 10 was several years later when Ike was an adult. So yeah, this is like the adult Ike, the big buff burly Ike. All right, the Radiant Hero aids the equipped unit with a huge boost to survivability. Ike brings all of his strength to bear with skills useful for combat and utility. Drawing on his arsenal of axes and swords, Ike can decimate large groups of enemies with his great ether. Damn straight he can. Ike's a boss. Health, strength, and defense. Hell yeah, those are all really good stats. The only one he's missing is speed. If he had strength, speed, and defense, it'd be perfect. But health is good, strength is great, defense is also good. Hell yeah, those are good stats. Ike seems pretty good. It gives axe and sword proficiency, may as well. The Goose Friend. Unit takes 50% less damage, but also sets a void to 0. Dragon takes an additional 10% less damage. So you have a void of 0. So the enemy's pretty much always going to hit you, is what that means. There's a few exceptions where their to hit might be so low that even with an avoid of 0, they have a mischance on you, but it's fair to say that generally speaking, you're going to always get hit. But you take 50% less damage. 60 if you're a dragon. Well, if you have 5 extra defense from Ike, on the right unit, you can probably reduce that damage to such a minimal amount that it doesn't even matter that they hit you. Seems like it could be pretty good. Great Ether. Used to grant +5 defense and res, but lose the ability to counter. At the beginning of the next player phase, attacks all units within 2 spaces and heals equal to 30% of the damage dealt. Where's your sword or axe? Dragon +1 damage per hit taken. Armored gets an additional 5 defense. Flying gets an additional 5 res. Yeah, that seems really good. So you lose the ability to counter. So basically the enemy just surrounds you, and then you just decimate them. That seems fine. I like this idea. That seems pretty good. And you heal. So when you take 50% less damage, but then you heal, okay, that's fine. So it kind of counteracts itself. That's why they did the 50% less damage and a void of 0. Is because you heal when you use great. That's fine. I see how it works now. It's kind of an interesting combo. Defense bonus, axe power bonus, demolish, resolve, which was more defense. So sure. Reposition, wrath. All right. Wrath resolve. Oh, that's clever. That's IS making a light reference to everyone's favorite combo from patch 9 where you could put Wrath and Resolve on Ike at the same time. And it was really good, and now he gets to do it again. That's clever. That's fun. I like it. I approve, IS. Well done. All right. Engage weapons. Hammer. Might of 18? That triples, right? Because it's still effective versus armored. Yeah, that... Holy crap. What the hell is 18 times 3? It would be 20 times 3 minus 6. Or, yeah, 20 times 3 minus 6. So it would be 54 damage. Jesus, that is insane. Has no hit, though. So good luck with hitting them. Very, very heavy, so you're never going to double. Effective... Oh, it's a smash weapon. Smashes foes, cannot follow up or strike first. Oh... I don't hate that, though, because the might on this, having an effective weapon like that, like, again, 54 base might against armored units. Who cares if they hit you first? Who cares if you can't follow up? You basically take one hit in order to guarantee something dies. That's actually a pretty fair trade-off. That's fine. I don't think this is bad by any means. I don't think it's great, but I think this is pretty good. I think there's definitely uses for this one. I'm happy with it. Irvin, there it is. 21 might, just in case you thought the 18 wasn't high enough. It actually can hit with a 90 accuracy. That's good. Has a little bit of crit involved. You'll never double, though, because it has 19 weight. Does grant 3 res, though. It seems okay. I don't hate it. Seems pretty good. I don't know how you double with it, but if you can double with it, like, holy fuck, how do you not just slaughter the entire, like, anything that comes at you? If you can double a group of enemies and they come running at you and you're able to double them, this thing just kills all of them. I don't know how you don't with 21 might. That's insane. Regnil, 16 might, not nearly as good as the other ones. Accuracy is a little worse than Irvin, which is kind of weird for a sword, especially. Its weight's a lot reduced, thankfully. And it does have its standard 1-2 range and plus 5 defense. So Regnil's a good weapon. Still a good weapon. Micaiah. I can't wait to see where this is going to go. Did they actually make Micaiah good? Micaiah is here, bringing her healing powers from Tellius with her. With stats that aid magically inclined units and skills to aid healing and staff use, the Maiden of Dawn will make sure that your units are always fighting fit. So she's a healing class unit. Magic, res, luck. May as well. Staff, knife, tome proficiency. Sure. Not going to complain about that. I don't really understand the proficiency stuff anyways enough to comment. All right. Augment. Grants staff range plus 5 and has an area effect plus 1. What? That is really cool. That is really cool. Really powerful. Holy shit. Okay, Micaiah good already. Additional plus 1 staff range. May as well. Why not? Chi Adept. Or Chi Adept. Additional 20% healed by staff. May as well. Why not? That's awesome. I love that already. Great sacrifice. Use to set units' HP to 1 and restore all HP to all allies. Units' HP is set to 30% of max instead of 1. Grants plus 1 defense to all allies as well. Also restore status. I like it. That seems really good. Just fully heal your entire team from wherever you're standing. It does set your HP to 1, but you're a healer. Like, you'll be fine. Heal yourself. Well, healers can't generally heal themselves. But you're going to be fine. This seems good. This seems way too good. I like it. You know what? I just thought of it. A lot of these, as I'm going through these, a lot of these seem really overpowered. How are they going to? How is this even fair to the enemies? Like, it seems like you're just going to steamroll the enemies in this game. Like, I don't know how you balance these kind of super powered abilities and make the enemies feel like it's fair. I don't know. We'll see. This could just be a very easy game. I don't know. Well, patch, I should say. They might have just buffed the patch. Res, cleric, staff. Yep. Shine. Illuminates 5 space radius, shrinks by 1 each turn. Other than that, it's just a tome. It's alright. Nosferatu making a comeback. Got good accuracy, good might. Low enough weight. 1-2 range, recovers HP. Yep. Nosferatu, very good. Use it all the time. Fanny Bomb. Fanny Bomb is back. Still pretty good. Kaya seems really good. Especially compared to her original debut in patch 10, where she was kind of ass. So, yeah, that's fun. Seemed good. Lucina is ready to back you up with stats that help evade all forms of attack and make sure yours hit, along with skills that let the equipped unit perform chain attacks and even allow other units to join in chain attacks. Lucina pairs up well with anyone. I get it. Dexterity, speed, luck. Well, speed's a great stat, so good enough. Sword and bow for may as well, I guess. Whatever. Bonded Shield. Used to prevent first attacks on adjacent allies until your next turn. 80% chance. Dragon, additional 10%. Trooper. Cavalry, 100% for other cavalry. 100% for other armored. 100% chance to jump. Yeah, sure. Prevent first attacks. First attacks. How do you have first attacks, plural? What does that even mean? That's one that probably requires some experimenting in the field to really understand. But it seems good. We'll find out. All for one. Used to attack adjacent foe with chain attack from all allies within 2 spaces. Ally chain attack guaranteed to hit, +1 ally chain attack range. I don't understand what chain attacks are. I don't know if they explained it, or if they did, I completely scrolled over it. But sure, probably pretty good. Dexterity, dual assist, bow agility, and dual support. Sure. The Noble Rapier, because we needed more rapiers. And it's basically just a rapier. I don't think it's that much different from the other rapiers we've seen. Parthia. Doubles XP gain. Good. Grants +5 res. Fine. Effects versus flyer. It's a bow. Really high might, though. Oh, this is like the Ike's hammer, but for flyers. 17 might. So that's be 51, if I'm doing the math right. 51 might versus flyers. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That seems really good. Parallel Falchion. Kind of fine. A little overshadowed by that bow above it, but it's still pretty good. Corrin. Corrin uses her draconic powers to control the battlefield and hinder her opponents while taking away certain advantages that they may have. She also supports her allies with modest healing while strengthening their ties. She is also heavily sword-focused with a few unique swords to keep the enemy at a disadvantage. Alright. Health, magic, res. May as well. I had no complaints about those stats. It's fine. Kind of awkward, but sure. Grants proficiency with swords. Dragon Vein. Used to add a special effect to tiles. Dragon, choose any vein. Backup creates pillars that increase defense and res. Nice. Creates water that lowers a void. Fair. Creates a fog that increases a void. Alright. Creates a vein that prevents break condition. Creates vines, not veins. Whoops. Creates vines that prevent break condition. Sure. Creates glows that heal allies. Creates flames that deal damage to all units. Creates icy pillars that hinder movement. Okay, cool. So that's what they were talking before, I guess, with controlling the battlefield. This is pretty cool. I like that setup. Dreadful Aura. If unit initiates combat, target foe and all foes within one space cannot move for one turn. Also reduces the void by 20. Hell yeah, that's really cool too. I'm not a huge fan of Corrin as a character, but damn if she's not good in this game. Or patch, I should say. Torrential Roar. Used to attack 3 spaces in a line and create water tiles. Gets +1 range. Sure. Seems fine. Can't complain. HP, Quality Time, Sword Focus, Draconic Hex, which was that really good one. Pair Up. Dual Katana. Advantage versus lances. This okay, so it's a Lance Reaver. Just call it something different. Wakazashi. Avoid -10 can only attack at 2 range. So it's a bow. Got it. Kind of bad then. Yato. 16 might's pretty good. Hit good. Crits got a nice crit. Weight's reasonable. Range 1. And it gives you avoid and dodge +10. Yeah, it's fine. Pretty decent kit. Alright, Byleth. This is just from the last patch. So we're catching up here. Byleth is ready to share his knowledge and experience. His support strengthens his allies' stats, grants them bonus experience, and even lets them act again. But it doesn't stop there. He has a plethora of holy relics at his disposal to let him tackle any problem. May as well. Magic, fine. Speed, great. Luck, fine, I guess. Art and sword. Fine. Instruct. Used to grant allies within 2 spaces stat boosts based on the unit type. Dragon. All 7 basic stats +3. Backup strength +4. Dex +10. Speed +5. 5. Why would you just not use Dragon? Like, there's probably a few situations where the 1 extra strength you would get from backup or the 2 extra speed from covert might make a difference, but I think just +3 to everything is definitively just better. I think you just put this on one of your dragon units and let them just instruct everybody every turn. That seems really good. It seems overpowered even. Once again, going back to what I was saying before about how do you balance the enemy around things that are this powerful? Goddess Dance. Used to grant all adjacent allies an extra action as well as the instruct. What? So just a 4-way dance? They brought 4-way dancing back, but 4-way dancing is so broken? Hell yeah. How do they balance the enemies in a game where you can 4-way dance and add this instruct effect here? You just dance and give everyone 3 extra stats? What the fuck? How do you balance a game? The enemies don't stand a chance. They'd have to be so powerful to make up for this. I don't know how this works. This is going to be an interesting patch. I can't wait to play if for no other reason than to see how they balance this stuff. This is so broken. Luck, Divine Pulse, Mentorship, Art Focus, Lost and Found. Whoa, this just keeps going. This just keeps going. Oh, there's the end of it. Holy crap. He really does have a bunch of weapons here. The Blunt Gang. Effective Dragon Cavalry. Perfectly good stats. Can't complain. Ardabar. I don't know how to pronounce that one. If user initiates combat, 50% additional might. Sure, 21 might with that. Yeah, I like it. Fail Not. Grants avoid +20. Effective versus Dragon and Flying. Sure. I mean, 13 might's pretty good. It's not like some of those other ones where they 17 and 18 might for effectively, but it's fine. It's perfectly good. 2 to 3 range, though. Oh, it's a longbow. Okay. Fail Not seems pretty decent. Aegis Shield grants defense 6 and res 3 and has a dex percent chance to have incoming damage. Yep. So it works basically the same way it did in the previous patch. The Lewin, 1 damage for every 3 speed. Effective versus Dragon. that seems like you could make it do insane amounts of damage. If you had a unit with, say, like 21 speed, you're getting 7 extra damage. This seems really good. I like that one. Grants magic range +2. Dex percent chance to have incoming damage. Sure. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like the Aegis Shield, but kind of an offensive magic variant. I'm fine with that. The Raphael Gem grants immunity to critical hits and effectiveness. And have... Yeah, I mean, cool. Remove effectiveness. I like that. These all require bond level 1, so you just have all these? Hell yeah. Dude, Byleth broken. Like, super broken. Smashes foes, cannot follow up or strike first. Effective versus dragon. Smash weapons, I just don't know how to feel about them. I want to say that they're good, but I just can't see how they are. If user initiates combat, strikes twice, user uses foe's lowest stat between defense and reds. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Sword of the Creator. 1/2 range. 1 damage for every 3 magic. Yeah, seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Characters. And where would a new patch be without new characters? Below are the new characters you will meet and gain access to over the course of patch 14.0.0. Note, growth rates do not include class bonuses. Fair enough. Alir. Hey, we can finally put a name to the character. So this is Alir, also known as toothpaste in some circles. In my circle. But so certain class, Dragon Child, personal skill, divinely inspiring, adjacent allies deal 3 extra damage and take 1 less. Pretty good skill. Base stats. Pretty decent strength, pretty decent speed. I've said it before in other patch reviews. It's really hard to tell if the base stats are good or bad without being able to look at the enemy stats. It matters only in comparison to the enemy stats whether they're good or bad. So the best I can say is it looks fine. They look decent. The growths are interesting. 35% strength is really bad, but a 50% speed at least, so you're going to be fast. You're going to be fast and frequently hit twice, just probably aren't going to do that much damage. Seems okay. I don't think there's any reason to hate the Alir. Seems like a perfectly good character. Vander is a paladin. Alabaster Duty. Unit is adjacent to the Divine Dragon. Grants both units +5 crit. Sure. Base stats, again, hard to tell. Although, in comparison to Alir, more strength, more dex. Only 1 more point of speed, though. Got a lot more defense and res. Growth seem really low. So, this is the new Jagan character. Use him while you got him, but don't be afraid to bench him when he falls off, I guess. Clane, class, mage. Fair enough. Verdant Faith, against adjacent Divine Dragon, grants both +10 hit. Sure. Again, stats it's really hard to tell. Growths seem really awkward. He's 35 strength and a 10% magic. But he's a mage, right? Yeah, mage. This might be a cock up on someone's end. One of the dev team didn't change the growths around properly. Or maybe he's not a mage. I don't know. Those growths seem very interesting for a mage. Martial Monk. Crimson Chief. If unit is adjacent to the Divine Dragon, they both get 10 avoid. Hey, that's pretty good. Stats and growths. Got no complaint there. Because the martial monk, they were healers, right? Yeah, they were the healers. So having these kind of stats is fine. You got pretty good speed, so you can help. It helps you to stay dodgy if you do get on the front line. So yeah, it's fine. Nothing wrong there. Alfred, noble, self-improver. If unit uses weight without attacking or using an item, grants +2 strength. So kind of like the do from the last patch, only for strength. Seems fine. I don't mind that. Seems all right. Growth and space stats. He seems very well rounded. And that's both a good and bad thing. Good because it means all of his stats are going to be reliably going up. Bad because it means he's not specializing in any of the important stats like strength or speed. Although, you put him in the right class, you can compensate for those growths. Seems all right. I think Alfred would do all right. What do we got here? Etier. Archer. Archer, unfortunately, because Archer seems really bad in this one. When unit recovers HP using an item, grants +2 strength for 1 turn. Kind of the same thing Alfred has, but when using an item rather than just waiting. So sure, may as well. Strength is really good. Stats are kind of rough. They're not bad by any means, but she's definitely going to rely on whatever class she's in to get her stats, because the rest of these are just kind of fine, I guess. Boucheron. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It looks weird. Boucheron? Boucheron? I don't know. Axe Fighter. Moved to tiers. When an ally joins a chain attack in this unit's combat, unit deals +2 damage. Okay. I guess. It's not bad. I mean, it's extra damage, so why not? Got a huge HP growth. Very low strength growth. Pretty decent growth elsewhere, other than that strength. Wow. Really suffering on that strength. I don't think he's unusable, but he basically needs to be in a class that grants like 30% strength gain, or he's just going to fall off himself. But not useless by any means. Should be alright. Celine? I think that's how you pronounce it, right? The E is, with the accent, is a hard E, so Celine. Recovery items used by allies within 2 spaces heal an additional 50%. Sure. Sword, tome, and stave. Pretty decent growth across the board there. I can't find anything to truly hate on her growth other than kind of a low magic. But yeah, seems fine. Chloe? Chloe? Oh, wait. Saline. Oh, wait. E with the accent. I know what you're doing. That's right. Because it's like Pokemon. It's the A. So it's Saline. And this would be not Chloe. This would be Chloe. So Lance Flyer. If a male and female ally are adjacent within 2 spaces, unit deals +2 damage during combat. That is so specific and so ridiculously convoluted. It's a cool enough bonus effect, but setting it up is, yeah, no, I'm not that's painful to set up. All right, stats and growth, everything seems pretty good. Strength is a little low, which is kind of unfortunate, but not really uncommon for Pegasus Knights. Seems fine. I mean, she starts as a Pegasus Knight, so that alone makes her pretty decent. Lewis, Lance Armor, Admiration. If 2 female allies are adjacent within 2 spaces, this unit takes 2 less damage during combat. Sure. That's actually pretty good and painful to set up again, but excuse me. Painful to set up, but hey, why not, right? Base stats. Yeah. Yeah. Very low speed. Not unsalvageable. If you get him into the right class, you can kind of salvage his speed, but seems kind of bad. Unaka Thief. While unit occupies terrain that provides an avoid bonus, grants plus 15 crit. Seems good. But is starting class is Thief, and in all honesty, you probably just leave her in Thief, just so you have a Thief floating around, which means stats are kind of more or less irrelevant. Thieves are just there to open chests, steal items. They don't really need to participate in combat, so perfectly fine where I see it, as far as I can see. Alchrist. Get behind me. When an ally within 2 spaces is attacked, grants plus 3 strength to this unit for 1 turn. That seems good. It's not terribly hard to set up, and it will happen frequently. That seems good. Stats and growth. Yeah. His strength growth is a little low, so you probably want to get him in a class that helps augment his strength. But other than that, I can't see anything that's too horrible. His defense growths are a little low, but should be all right. Should be a perfectly good character. Citrine. Another mage. Generosity. When this unit uses a healing item, adjacent allies also recover the same amount of HP. Cool. I don't know how frequently you'll be using a healing item, but if you are, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. It's a nice little idea. What do we got here? Seems like a really high magic. Mild speed, it looks like, but growth seem okay. Probably want to put her into a class that will help augment speed a little bit without sacrificing magic. But it seems okay. Seems pretty good. Lapis. I'm guessing the next character after this is Lazuli. Wait. Wouldn't Lapis be blue as well as Lazuli? Wouldn't they both be blue themed? Anyways. Share spoils. If there's an ally within 1 space, grants hit and avoid plus 10 at the cost of crit minus 10 to the unit. Sure. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Hit and avoid is probably a bit better than crit, generally speaking. So yeah, may as well. Base stats. Very high speed, which is nice. Especially the growth there. Very low strength, so once again, going to be requiring you to put her in a class that kind of augments her strength if you want to use her. Probably not worth putting her in a magic class. Pretty decent defense and res, though. Yeah, slap her in a class that has like a 25 to 30% increase to strength, and she'll do just fine. Definitely a usable unit, if not salvageable. Diamant. Fair fight. If unit initiates combat, grants plus 15 hit to unit and foe if foe is able to counterattack. I mean, it's 15 hit, but you're giving it to the enemy as well. Could be useful though if you have the right build. You could probably make this really good. It's kind of meh though, if I'm being honest. Okay, so basically looks exactly like Lapis, I'll be honest. A little bit more strength at a little bit less speed, but other than that, looks just like Lapis, really. Better defense. So, copy paste what I said for Lapis onto this DM mat here. It kind of feels like this. It kind of looks like the same character, really. Amber. Lance Cav, aspiring hero. If no other units are within one space of unit or foe, grants 20 hit at the cost of 10 avoid during combat. I mean, 20 hits really good, but 10 avoid. I guess if you're tanky enough, it's not the end of the world. Pretty reasonable growth across the board. A little bit low on speed, but you can augment that with the right class. So, yeah, seems usable. Seems like a pretty good unit. Jade, Axe Armor, Meditation. If unit uses the weight without attacking or using an item, grants 2 res for 1 turn. So, Dedu, but with res. Probably worse because you're an Axe Armor, so you want defense, not res. Usually. Seems rough. Let's see what we've got here. Pretty interesting stats across the board. Everything's kind of like what I said with Alear. Everything's kind of more or less average. So she can kind of go into any class, really, and do okay. Maybe not a magic class, because her base magic's a little low. Base speed's really low, too. But you could probably salvage the speed, at least prevent her from getting doubled, if not double some of the slower enemies. Seems like she's okay. I think she's usable. Ivy, Wing Tamer. Single-minded. During combat with a foe who was also a unit's most recent opponent, grants plus 20 hit. Now, that is a pretty good ability. That seems really useful. Especially if you're going to take on like a boss or anyone who takes multiple rounds to kill. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. Let's see if the rest of her stats hold up here. Magic. Yeah, the stats, again, pretty good across the board. Pretty good. Put her in the right class to help augment, say, magic and speed. But yeah, she seems really good. She seems like one of, if not the best character we've seen so far. I'm not going to say the best. Let's say like easily top 5, probably even top 3 that we've seen so far. That seems like really good. A nice ability that has no real downside, and pretty good stats with decent growth that are the only thing. You just need to put her in the right class. Like, she seems really good. Kagetsu, Swordmaster, Blinding Flash. If unit initiates combat, inflicts minus 10 of void on foe during combat. That's pretty good too. Yeah, I like that ability too. Base stats seem pretty good. Growths are phenomenal, honestly. Aside from speed, or not speed, sorry. Aside from strength, his growths are phenomenal. You literally just put him in a class that gives him an extra like 20 to 30% strength. I know I've said that a lot, but like this guy literally doesn't give a shit. If you just give him a little bit more strength growth, that's the only thing he needs. Everything else is perfectly adequate before going into a class. This guy seems really good. Another contender for best unit so far. Starting class. Thief. Okay, another thief. Not quite quiet. If foe initiates combat, inflicts minus 10 hit on the foe during combat. Not quite. It was basically the exact same thing here, because his is, if he initiates, he has a better chance to hit. And this is, if the foe initiates, they have a worse chance to hit. Pretty good. Can't complain. He is a thief, which is actually for the best, because, again, chances are you aren't going to be reclassing him, just because thieves, you definitely want a thief to open your chests and everything for you. So a thief that inflicts a minus 10 to hit on the enemy, that's pretty good, because then if they get caught out, they're just less likely to die. So yeah, seems like a pretty good character. I don't want to go too much into base stats and growth because again, he's a thief. Chances are he's going to stay a thief, but his growths do look pretty good. So you might be able to put him in a different class, and he'd be just fine. You could probably get away with it. Fogado. Charmer. During combat with a foe who was also foe's most recent opponent, inflicts minus 10 crit. So basically the same thing as that other character, yeah, Ivy here, but substantially worse because it's crit. And generally the foes aren't going to have very much crit, if any, on you. Could be useful, chances are it's not. Unfortunately, but what does his stats look like? Can't complain. Can't complain. As per usual, put him in a class that augments strength, and he's good to go. I think he's perfectly usable. Pandreo, something like that. Party animal grants a bonus to hit and avoid equal to 3 times the number of allies and foes within 2 spaces. Nice, that's pretty good. Let's see if his stats can hold up, which they very much do. He does need to kind of stay inside of a magic class, but it looks like he can use tomes already. So very offensive. He can also heal because it looks like he can use stave. Yeah, I don't see anything particularly wrong with him. I think he's a perfectly good unit. Definitely want to potentially use him. He seems pretty good. Bunnet. I don't know how to pronounce that. Seconds question mark. Luck percent chance unit may obtain another packed lunch after consuming one. There's that packed lunch again. I don't know how that's going to work. But I guess he kind of goes well with that favorite food thing, maybe? We'll see. Alright, stats. Looking a little slow. I mean, he has a great night. Strength is also a little wimpy. I don't know. You need to fix both his strength base is pretty decent, or at least it looks pretty decent in comparison to his other stats. But with only a 30% growth, it's a little low. His speed is really, really low. I'm sure if you put him in the right class, he's salvageable, but he looks kind of mediocre, honestly. So I would say probably one of those classes that if you know what you're doing, or classes, one of those units, if you know what you're doing and you get him in the right class, you can probably make him work. But chances are it's probably not worth it. Probably better just use someone else. Timura. Do you pronounce it Harai? Timura? Sentinel. Alright. Racket of Sloam. Inflicts -5 crit on foes within 3 spaces. Sure. Every now and then you get a foe who's got a little bit of crit on one or more units. So this just means that any of those foes who do have that like 1 to up to 5% crit, they don't have it. So that's not terrible. And it's within 3 spaces, so it's a nice large area. That seems fine. Alright, base stats. Oh, man. The base stats look fine from what I can tell. Again, it's hard to tell without knowing what the enemies are looking like. But her growths are a little unfortunate. 45 speed's fine. You're definitely going to have the speed you need to continue being effective throughout the game. 30% defense, can't really complain about that. So maybe just a teensy bit on the low side, but not bad. But 25 strength is really bad. So, I mean, yeah, put her in a class that augments strength, but you probably want just a little bit of defense to go along with it. Not much, just like a 5 to 10% defense boost and like a 30% strength. I don't know. It kind of feels to me like it's the same problem as this last guy, where there's definitely something you can do to fix it, but it's probably better to not even try and just use someone else. We'll see. Uh, Penette. You are terrifying. And I think it's mostly because your mouth looks fucked up as all hell. Why does your mouth... Oh, those are tattoos, my bad. Why do you have those ugly ass tattoos on your mouth? Or near your mouth? I guess she's trying to look like a doll? Maybe? I don't know. Looks creepy as hell. Blood Fury. If unit's HP is not at max after combat, grants plus 10 crit as long as unit's HP stays below max. Alright. I guess you could stack that with Wrath. Be an easy way to get some extra crit. She's a berserker, it says, so I guess high crit axe, maybe? Give her a killer axe and just go for as much crits as you can. Could be pretty good. How are these stats looking? Strength is huge. Speed is not so huge. Strength growth is pretty good. Yeah, it definitely seems like a good unit. I think your options, if I had to guess, your options look like it's either reclass into something that'll help augment her speed so that she can double, or just double down on the high crit and the huge strength and just try and one-shot people. So, not a bad unit, but I don't necessarily think she's going to be necessarily the best unit, but I think she's pretty good. I think it's usable. Marin? Wolf Knight? Knightly Escort. When 2 or more female allies are within 2 spaces, grants hit and avoid +5 to unit and to those allies. Alright, that's cool. I like it. It's actually one that you can set up. Oh yeah, within 2 spaces. So, and they don't have to be adjacent either. Like that other one that was like 2 adjacent units. Like, Jesus, like that's hard to set up. This not so hard to set up. This is pretty good. I like that. HP's strength is a little awkward. This is like the inverse of what you were. 25 strength, 13 speed, 15 speed, 21 speed. Yeah, kind of inverse is the other one. So this is fast, but not necessarily going to hit as hard. And then, yeah, mild strength growth, really good speed growth. So I would say kind of the same thing, except for the fact that you can't really commit to critting with Marin. I think it's just a matter of putting her in a class that gets her the strength she needs to be effective. Because she clearly comes with the speed she needs to be effective. I think it's a decent enough unit. I think it's good. Definitely usable, if nothing else. Hortensia. Wing Tamer, big personality. When unit uses a healing staff, grants range +1. Okay. Fine. A little bit of extra range on your healing. Got pretty good magic, really good speed. Pretty decent res. If this big personality staff range on healing is any indication, it would seem that Hortensia is going to be a healer. So, perfectly good stats for a healer. Fast enough to prevent the enemy from doubling. High res to prevent magic users from killing her. Dies to physical units that she doesn't dodge. But, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with Hortensia here. I think it sounds like it'd be a pretty good healer. Seadoll. I'm sorry, Seadoll. Your name is going to be Seagull. because that's just what I. It's just seagull. You're a you're a scavenging bird, typically found near the coasts or other bodies of water. Crimson Cheer. At the start of turn, allies within 2 spaces of unit recover 10% of the max HP. Fantastic. Oh, Dancer. Oh, shit. Dancer. Okay. Okay, Seagull. Yeah, you're a Dancer and you heal. This is like racing from, what would that been? Patch 9 and 10. That's right. Patch 9 and 10, Racing had the ability to heal people he started next to. And this is within 2. This is better Racing. Well done, Seagull. Well done. I don't even care what your stats are. You're a Dancer. Your stats are irrelevant. Rosado. Wyvern Knight. Here we go. This is the good shit. Stunning Smile. If foe is male, inflicts avoid -20 on that foe during combat. It's a little situational, but it's not bad. It's just restricted is all. Growth is... Damn, those are just good growths across the board. That's and it said that they didn't include their class growth, so holy shit. Rosado, really good. Probably want to use Rosado, guys. Seems really good. Gold Mary. Disarming Sigh. If foe is male, inflicts -20 hit on foe during combat. I mean, again, just like this one, it's really specific, but it's not bad when it does go off. It's really good when it does go off. It's just a matter of getting it to go off. So, sure, I'm not going to complain, but it's just not, like, fantastic either. Stats look really weird for a hero. These look like Armor Knight stats. Except for the speed, I guess. Speed's really high. Speed. This is pretty good. Definitely seems like Gold Mary is a very usable unit. It's just a matter of... Oh, that's a 25% speed growth. Ooh, that's kind of nasty, actually. I don't know. I don't want to say she's good or bad. It's probably the usual... Put her in the right class and you can maybe make her work. She does come with 20 base speed. That seems pretty good. That can help make up for the really low speed growth. Probably a salvageable unit, if not outright usable. Alright, Lyndon, the Sage. Weapon Insight. If unit is equipped with a weapon of lower level than foes, grants crit +20 during combat. Sure. I don't think that's unreasonable. So, lower level weapon. I'm guessing they're referring to like weapon rank. So, like if the enemy's using a silver weapon and you're using a steel weapon, you get +20 crit. Or I guess he's a sage, so I guess it'd be a tome. So, like if they're using elf fire and you use fire, you get +20 crit. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily bad. I think that's actually kind of an interesting thing. Actually, kind of fun. I think you could use that. There's probably a build you can make work with that. Seems like it's alright. Alright, how are you looking at growth? The growths are pretty much ass, aside from speed and res. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Not unusable. Not unusable, but unfortunately, Mr. Linden, probably not a great unit either. You're probably sitting in that just barely above average category. Usable, but there's probably better options that you have available to you. Saphir. Warrior, huh? Will to win. If unit's HP is 50% or less at the start of combat, grants Hit and avoid plus 20. Ooh. That's kind of fun. It's not necessarily a great ability, or even necessarily a good one, but it's kind of interesting because you could send Saphir into a group of like 3 or 4 enemies at full HP. She gets hit, say, twice, drops below 50 HP, and now the remaining 2 enemies suffer minus 20 to hit functionally. She has 20 extra avoid, but she better chance to dodge the remaining enemies and hit them. Like, that's kind of cool. Kind of a nice way to help keep a unit alive when they're in a bad situation. I like it. I approve. High strength, milding speed growth. Yeah, it definitely seems like a usable unit. Definitely usable. Probably the same thing as Linden. Probably never going to be the best unit on your team, but definitely usable. She seems pretty good. Anna making a return. I assume as a secret character. That's usually what Anna does, is a little secret character appearance. In all these patches, Axe Fighter, make a killing. Luck percent chance to gain 500 gold after defeating a foe. Alright. That's fun. What's your luck stat here? 3. Yeah, so I guess with enough levels and enough like patience to build up your luck, or putting one of those emblems rings or characters, whatever they're called, on her with a high luck bonus, you could probably make that get a bunch of money that way. Could be all right. Growths are insane. Holy crap. These are really good growths, except for strength, which is absolute ass. 50% magic. Her base magic's really low, though. But it's probably also because her base class is fighter. Turn her into a magic user, and she's probably really good. Probably really good. If you can get her into a magic class, she's probably really good. Other than that, if you leave her as a physical class, I guess she's fine. She does her job. Seems weird that Anna's an axe fighter. Ever since she started appearing in these patches as like a hidden for fun unlock character, she's always been more focused on like thieving type stuff. She also looks a lot younger. This looks like a kid Anna, not like the usual Annas we see, which are like, I don't know. Well, I would say anywhere from the age of like 16 to maybe 30. Let's just say somewhere in like the low to mid 20s probably. This one looks really young. Like this one looks like 10. Ah, yes, the obligatory child character. We have Jean, the martial monk, so another healer. Expertise double. Oh yeah, this is the Donald. I'm trying to remember all of them now. They've had a few of them. Well, there's all the trainee characters from many patches ago. You had like Ewan, Ross, Amelia, Donald. I know there's more. I'm forgetting the names of them. I'm picturing one. Cyril, that was one. I'm forgetting the other ones off the top of my head, but yeah, it doubles the growth rate. So yeah, this is the super trainee unit that everyone knows and loves. So yeah, it even starts at level 1. Mild growths across the board, but you double you double class growths. That's right. But still, I don't see how you. Again, it's a nice training project. He's probably a perfectly fine character. And that is the bottom of the patch notes. We did it. We made it through this huge patch. They were right when they were at the very top when they were saying that this was a major patch. Holy crap. Whew, there was a lot to go through. I'm actually surprised we made it in the amount of time we did. I felt like this was going to take days to go through when I looked at this little scroll wheel. Oh boy. All right. Well, that is an overview here of patch 14.0.0. I am extremely excited to get into this. I cannot wait. I'm going to start playing immediately here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It looks fun. It looks like it's going to be fun. I'm really interested to see how they balance some of these emblems here because they look really powerful. Some of them way too powerful. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be. I feel this is going to be. I feel like this is going to be a very good patch. I feel like this is a good. Oh, here's that picture again with Micaiah groping Celica's boob. I feel like this is going to be a good patch. I can't wait to play. I'm going to get out of here and go start playing right now. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you guys next time.